Injury Lawyers.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. on Thursday, March the 18th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 67. Coming up today on Off the Bench, presented by All-Star Toyota, LSU Athletics Executive Chef Michael Johnson joins the show at 7:30 to answer your munchy questions, so get those into the Bayou Ford YouTube chat. LSU head softball coach Beth Torina joins the show at 8 a.m. LSU head baseball coach Paul Maneri at 8:15. Fox Sports' Aaron Torres will be here at 8:45. And Rivers Huey sits in for the third hour. Follow the show today on Twitter and Instagram at OTB_ESPN. You can watch live at the 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel or on Cox Sports Television and interact with the show on the Bayou Ford YouTube chat. Hour number one of Off the Bench starts right now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome in. Thursday, boys. The weekend is here. On Off the Bench, we got a great show planned for you today. Happy Zack Snyder's Justice League Day. Happy True TV season. Everything's happening today. That's right. It's the classic time of year where you search for TBS channels you have likely not watched in a long time, and you stay locked on those channels for the next few days because the first four start today. The NCAA tournament starts today. Jake, as our resident college basketball expert, you feeling a little juice this morning? Feeling good?
Yeah, it's a freaking weekend, baby. I'm about to have me some fun.
Oh, okay.
I am buying into it being the weekend.
Yeah, thank you.
I have this morning. I was
Broken
like,
you
know
down.
what? It's Thursday. It's the weekend.
It's
definitely wrong, but I feel it.
It's not wrong. It's not wrong. I love Remix to Ignition as well. But we may have to retire R. Kelly when we're talking about celebrating the weekend.
Did you see that I didn't bring up his name and I just kind of said it and sing it, and you did that?
I too used to say that it was the freaking weekend, baby. I'm about to have me some fun. And so whatever, let's have some fun on today's show. We got Coach Torina and Coach Maneri coming up in the second hour, sliding into the series with small sliders. And we got just a ton going on. We got Chef coming up at 7:30. If you want to get your munchies question in, to go ahead and do that. And right now, though, let's dive into some headlines brought to you by Barbecue Guys.
OTB headlines are brought to you by Barbecue Guys. They're your one-stop shop for everything outdoor kitchens and living. Barbecue Guys, helping America host better barbecues since 1998.
We're going to start with LSU track and field today, Jake, a place we don't normally start, but
We need to.
Yes.
Because
this bears
they're good.
Warning pole position. As congratulations to Javon Harrison, as he's been named 2021 U.S. Track and Field and Cross Country Association Men's Indoor National Field Athlete of the Year. He basically got named Field Athlete of the Year for the entire country. I know that's a long title, but that's what it is. And it makes sense given that he just won his third and fourth national titles last weekend. He became the first man ever to sweep the high jump and long jump national titles at the same NCAA indoor meet. He did it with career marks in both categories, including what was the third best long jump in collegiate history. And he's the first field athlete at LSU and the second ever to win this award. So huge congratulations to Javon Harrison.
They've been doing track and field for a long time, T.
Yeah, and they've been very good for a long time.
But if you can become the first man to ever do anything and sweep the high jump and the long jump, I mean, that deserves to be in the pole position. He has been so dominant this year. Every time we do headlines and we get to track and field, his name is in there. So congratulations. That is quite the feat.
Do you know who the only other LSU athlete to ever win this award was?
Who?
Xavier Carter. Speedster, yeah. Oh, well, LSU football. How about that? As we said, it is true TV season as the NCAA tournament kicks off today, and the first four get started. Where else but on True TV at 4:10 this afternoon? That's right, Texas Southern against Mount St. Mary's. You got Drake versus Wichita State on TBS after that. Back to True TV for a little App State, Norfolk State. And then UCLA, Michigan State to close it off at 9 p.m. tonight back on the Superstation. Well, LSU has entered the NCAA tournament bubble. Coach Wade says it feels like actually everything's being handled very well. It's not that odd. And they got their first practice in the bubble. And they get the practice again early tomorrow morning, late on Friday. And then the Tigers will tip it off this Saturday. So the NCAA tournament officially beginning. Look, I'm excited, but I know for some people this is more akin to a holiday than just watching sports. So congratulations and enjoy it to all of you who go crazy for this time of year. I mean, Rivers Huey is one of them. She used to go to Vegas every year for the NCAA tournament.
That's a pretty good nightcap. UCLA, Michigan State.
Yeah, how about that? Yeah.
I think a lot of people are watching that game because when you look at who they potentially could be facing off against, I mean, a lot of people say they can maybe go win that second game as well against BYU. So that's a game to pay attention to. Michigan State in March, Tom Izzo, the whole deal. I'll be dialed into that one.
In Pelicans news, I think I misspoke yesterday. I thought it was a back-to-back, but I read the dates incorrectly. The Pelicans will run it back tonight, same time, 9 p.m. against the Portland Trail Blazers. This is on the heels of one of the worst collapses in NBA history.
How many times have you said that this year?
So I need to find the exact stat, and I know that we have an excellent listening fan base that is really good at getting us information. So if you could help me, even previous to the other night's collapse, the Pelicans were leading the NBA in losses in which they led by at least 16. And I can't help but wonder, I mean, do they actually have a losing record in games that get up by 16? That sounds crazy. I'd love to know what the record was. So if anybody could look up and find me the Pelicans record when they have these big leads, I will love you forever. Put it in the YouTube chat, put it on Twitter, and we'll discuss it. But the Pelicans will run it back tonight. Apparently Stan Van Gundy made them watch those final 6 minutes uninterrupted to try to just, kind of parse through what went wrong, what went so horribly wrong. And lo and behold, one of the big takeaways, they need to run the offense through Zion late in the game.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, dude.
Wow.
Hey, film doesn't lie, right? That's what they say. The eye in the sky don't lie. Yeah, obviously. I hope that that's the case, and I hope that they end up doing that. The LSU spring game has been announced in terms of time and where you can watch. It'll be April 17th on Saturday. It'll kick off at noon. And it looks like it'll be streamed in the SEC Network Plus, as well as broadcast in the LSU Sports Radio Network. Listen on Eagle 98.1. But yeah, LSU currently practicing, I think again today, right? Do they still do the every other day?
They're practicing today,
Rhythm of spring? Yeah, they used to do. So we'll be back on the practice field today, and then about a month from now, they'll be in Tiger Stadium. We'll be getting to watch a little spring game.
Maybe the most anticipated spring game in last, decade? I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
And this one's big. We didn't have one last year coming off a championship.
Yeah.
Always after the championship is kind of the one that you want to see because you're obviously going to lose people. So this one's going to be with the quarterback competition as well. This one's going to be probably well watched.
Yeah, I think spring games, I think you hit the nail on the head. I think they're driven almost solely by quarterback competitions. Yeah. Like if your quarterback is set, the diehards will still get into it. But but when you have this situation, there's 3 to 4 legitimate candidates. There's so many different angles to watch. Even the backups, you're like, okay, well this guy could potentially play. I want to see how he does. So I agree. It's very intriguing, and I just can't wait to continue to overanalyze the trickle of news that we will get over the next month from these practices.
I'm thinking about going out there today.
Today.
I'm thinking about going out there.
What time is it?
I think it starts at 3.
Oh no, I have my kids and family. No, I don't. They left town.
I knew that was coming.
I'm alone. I go to practice. Sure, I can do whatever I want. I'm going to eat Chinese food and watch Zack Snyder's Justice League for 4 hours tonight. Probably naked. And SEC softball news.
What?
I'm just kidding. You should not eat Chinese food naked. That's a recipe for feeling horrible about yourself. In SEC softball news, it'll be a special Saturday in Tiger Park this weekend. As we're going to talk a lot to Coach Serena about this coming up later in the show. But you might see a lot of teal around softball in the SEC this weekend, Jake, as all of the teams in the conference will be participating in the All for Alex campaign to honor the legacy of Mississippi State's Alex Wilcox. Alex Wilcox was a member of the 2018 Mississippi State softball team who battled ovarian cancer, and very sadly, ultimately, cancer took her life in the summer of 2018. And Coach Torina, along with Mississippi State head coach Samantha Ricketts, have really been key organizers of this event where they wear teal to raise money, raise awareness, fight against ovarian cancer. And so you're going to see it all weekend long as LSU prepares for their second conference series of the year and takes on Texas A&M.
Yeah, softball community really, they come together in different times, this being one of them. I think a lot of us know this story, and if you don't, it is definitely one that is a very sad one. And, you know, I do like the fact that they have come together and they're bringing awareness to a very big problem.
And then how about this? Some tailgating. If you're going to the game this weekend, Moose, do we know? Did those tickets sell out on LSUTix.net? I know that you were just.
I don't know for sure, but I'm sure they have.
Well, if they haven't,
I know that I got them for Sunday.
Hey,
baby.
there you go. Okay, if they haven't, go check. Remember, 50% capacity this weekend. I mean, additional tickets are on sale. LSUTix.net. Go sell out, and when you do, you want to do a little tailgating Sunday, Jake? You can. Now, and how about this? No family size discrimination. As a light tailgating will start to be allowed for the spring sports. It's nothing to do with fall yet.
Right.
Fans are limited to gatherings of 15 people. Should be members of the same household. Congregations of multiple groups are prohibited. Face covering is required. And there's some other rules in place that you can go check out on LSUsports.net if you want. But if you want to show up early with your group, you want to drink some brews, you're ready for the game, it looks like you're allowed to once again.
Well, there we go, because, you know, obviously you can't sit all, like, so my whole family, like, we've got 4 children, and there's 6 of us. Like, we can't sit all in the same row at the game. Like, we had to stagger it like 4 and 2, but it is good to know that if we did decide to open the hatch of the 4Runner and go tailgating, we could do that.
Shout out to 4Runner. I will say this. I think this probably bears mentioning. Tents larger than 10 by 10 they'll ask you to take them down. So if you have a tent, make sure it's within the 10 by 10 range, and you're good to go. And finally, in F. King Alexander news, the former president of LSU, current president of Oregon State, has been put on a 10-week-long probation while a third party reviews his role in the allegations against LSU and what they should do with him. It's been very interesting, as F. King Alexander says he takes total accountability before going on to explain why it's not actually his fault. Fascinating. Those are your headlines, brought to you by Barbecue Guys. Let's talk a little LSU basketball in the bubble next. Will Wade addressing the media and kind of do a little statistical overpass of this Mississippi State baseball team, what you can expect coming into town this weekend to take on Le Tigres. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
OTB headlines are presented daily by Barbecue Guys. Remember, the most popular grill on the market is Blaze Grills, premium gas grills that combine expert engineering and dependable performance, all backed by a best-in-class lifetime warranty. Visit barbecueguys.com or our local showroom to learn more about Blaze Grills. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Go to centralplumbing.org today. That's centralplumbing.org, 925-8552, 925-8552 for all of your plumbing needs. You already know where you want to go. It's really easy. Don't think twice. You just go to Central Plumbing. You don't, look, if you're do-it-yourselfer, great. Like, you can actually go see the showroom. Central Plumbing yourself. They have every single piece that you could possibly need. But, look, I like to think of myself a bit like that, Jake. I'll watch YouTube videos and stuff. Every time I've tried that with plumbing, I've actively made things worse. So I learned my lesson. I just pick up the phone. I call Central Plumbing. They solve my problems.
And also, you mentioned the showroom. If you are looking to do a bathroom remodel, remember that is something that they can do over there. You can go check out the showroom. You can pick out what you want, and they install it professionally. Like, we know about their plumbing services. We know that they can fix your hot water heater. They really just do it all when it comes to plumbing and your plumbing needs, T.
A little bathroom remodel. Okay, I hadn't even thought about it, dude. Maybe so. If I know, I'll go to Central Plumbing, 925-8552, 925-8552.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
To the heroes who are working tirelessly to care for our communities, we thank you. We will never forget the countless hours you dedicated on the front lines, choosing to risk your own health to fight for our friends, neighbors, and family members.
I mean, you guys are out on the front lines fighting it.
We are grateful for your heroic acts and unwavering spirit. Together, we are overcoming this adversity and make our state healthier and more vibrant again. Ochsner Health.
29,995 for a new Ford F-150. Bayou Ford in La Place has brand new 2020 Ford F-150s for only $29,995. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty, and with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Can you feel it? Spring is almost here, and if you got a new boat for Christmas or you just want to take your boat to a new level, you want front-to-back boat service, HD displays, live sonar that show the fish before you cast, trolling motors. At Front to Back, they got not one, but two NMEA certified techs for all of your marine electronic needs. How does a brand new speaker system sound? Well, guess what? They do that too. So call 225-928-9644 or go to Front to Back Boat Service.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana Products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana Barbecue Sauce, Louisiana Molasses Mustard, Spicy and Sweet Barbecue Rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging.
Coming up on Game Time, we got action in the NCAA tournament on the day of the first four as things get kicked off in Indianapolis. We're live from Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar at 6 p.m. Looking for angles, crunching the numbers, sweating the action. Game Time, presented by Bet Rivers.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. Okay, we have two things I want to touch on here before we get to Chef Johnson at 7:30. Where do y'all want to start? Do you want to start with a little baseball statistical overpass? Or do you want to get to some of Will Wade's comments yesterday as he addressed the media from the bubble?
Baseball.
Okay, let's start with baseball then.
Lots of basketball today.
Well, let's start with baseball then. So this was the first time all year. You know, it's kind of like before conference play. It's kind of like preseason in a way. It counts, but it's very LSU centric, right? I'm not really looking up now for the Moose of the Box podcast. He definitely does, but I've not been looking up like UTSA stats or, you know, anything like that. I'm just looking at LSU and viewing those lenses. So today was the first day in which I really dove into the conference statistics as a whole and tried to get an idea of what this Mississippi State looks like, what they've been so successful at. And, well, I say we'll give out the information. I'll let you be the judge. I'm feeling a little disconcerted here, though, boys. When you're looking at this Mississippi State team, it's maybe a bit of the inverse from years past where they're not a particularly good hitting team. They're 10th in batting average in the SEC. They're averaging just a 278 batting average. LSU's actually 7th at 289. But as we know, LSU's been defined by their power. Mississippi State, on the other hand, with their skinny little boy arms, have only hit 16 home runs this year. 16.
Imagine.
A paltry number. I think LSU almost hit 16 last weekend alone.
I think Kate Doty hit 16.
Yeah, for what it's worth, LSU's
He's halfway
first.
there, actually.
For what it's worth, LSU is first in the SEC with 35 home runs in the year. If we're looking for other maybe things that Mississippi State isn't great at, they are actually worst in the SEC in terms of fielding percentage. So the defense can maybe be a weakness that LSU could exploit. Now, to be fair, LSU is second to last.
But they're not last.
No, they are second to last, though. So it's like one of those things where you just have to hope that LSU's defense plays above their head a bit. Now, that's the bad. And here's where it gets a little intimidating for Mississippi State. So this is the bad for LSU. They are currently first in the SEC in terms of team ERA. As a team, they're sporting a 2.24 ERA. They are first in the SEC right now, Jake, with opponents just hitting 176 off of them. They are second with 228 strikeouts, and they've only walked 55. For reference, LSU is second to last in team ERA at 4.02, and Missouri is by far the worst. I think Missouri's all the way in 7. So in a way, you're almost last. And LSU is second to last in opponent batting average at 232. And they have over 40 less strikeouts. Excuse me, that's not true. They have 30 less strikeouts, and LSU's walked 8 more. So that's why I become disconcerted. Now, make no mistake, LSU leads in almost every offensive category. Home runs, hits, total runs, total bases, the list goes on and on. But is it not? I'm not a baseball guy. I'm a newbie here. But is it not an eternal baseball maxim that when push comes to shove, you want pitching over hitting?
Yes, good pitching will always beat good hitting.
Well, look at the Braves in the 90s, though. They had Glavine, Smoltz, and Maddox and only won 1 World Series.
But
so I can spin this.
You can spin this, but how many times did they get there because of their pitching led them to how many division
Jim
champions?
Leyritz, they would have won another World Series.
Well, there you go.
What a bomb.
They won, to Moose's point, they won a lot of divisions in a row. Yeah, 14.
Good pitching always I would take over good hitting. Yes, but be careful just looking at your team ERA.
Okay.
Because LSU's team ERA is clearly inflated by the bullpen right now.
That's
Their
fair.
starters have been dominant. Jaden Hill, Landon Marceau, there's been 1 week where they didn't shut the opponent out, the 2 of them. And that was when Jaden Hill faltered against Oral Roberts. Every other time, LSU's top 2 in the rotation have thrown shutout baseball and pitched deep into ball games. So be careful just looking at your team ERA. Does Mississippi State have the advantage in the bullpen? Absolutely.
Yes, they do.
It is not even close. Landon Sims is a man-child. He has 30 strikeouts in 11 2/3 innings. That is stupid. And I do not want to see him this weekend, but LSU will absolutely see him this weekend. And do they have an advantage in the rotation? Maybe. I think it's more of a push, though, and it depends on who they throw out. They have 4 guys. They have a decision to make, and it's a good problem for them and a bad problem for LSU.
Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here and guess that Mississippi State's bullpen is just fine, that it extends beyond just the starters, right? You said they have 4 different guys that could start.
That could start, and one of them will end up in the bullpen and pitch off of Landon Sims, who, again, 30 strikeouts in 11 2/3 innings. That adds up to 35 outs. He struck out 30 of his 35 outs that he has recorded. That's just absurd.
That's a little intimidating.
That's absurd.
It's a little intimidating, I'm not going to lie.
But they have other guys too. So, it's not just them in the bullpen. So they have the advantage there. But be careful with the team ERA because it's the team. LSU's strength of their pitching so far has been their starters, and Labus, Hill, and Marceau have been very good.
And to be fair,
and they can match State.
Marceau and Kamar Rocker both currently lead the SEC. If you just look at personal ERA, and they just got fat zeros by their name. So that's a fair point. So then who has to step up in the bullpen so that starting pitching can shine, so that you can take advantage of that starting pitching?
And that's what today's podcast is going to be all about, T-Bob.
Okay, a little tease there. Who do you think, though? Jake, you got any names? Is Helmer's the guy? He pitched earlier in the week, so how available is he? Is he available at all?
No,
Sunday?
Sunday, probably.
Yeah. It's just you got to have some of the young guys, some of your young arms, because the veterans that you were counting on, they're probably getting hit the hardest. When you look at Vittmeyer and you look at Hilliard and some of the names that you really were counting on, well, they're not really at the level we've seen them at in their past in their LSU career. And, of course, we keep talking about Matthew Beck and his injury. You can't understate what that means to that bullpen. Remember, he's wearing number 8. That's the number in baseball that gets passed down, right? So he's a leader. He is someone that they counted on sitting down there in the bullpen, giving the team the good word, having that leadership throughout the game. Hey, while he's watching, hey, see what this pitch right there, why it didn't work? Here's why you got to stay away from that pitch. Here's why you got to throw that pitch. Like, even those small little things, T, you understand that. I mean, obviously, you've been in locker rooms, you've been in huddles. They're missing him. They're missing that veteran guy that they can turn around and go to. So what they're having to do is go to some of their young arms who just not had this college baseball experience.
So, I mean, Champ raises a good point in the chat. He says they throw 19 guys thus far this year. Maybe 8 throw this weekend. But, my question is, who are the 8?
That's going to be the question. And how many of the 8 do they fully trust?
You got to feel great about
Devin Fontenot. They trust Garrett Edwards.
They definitely trust Edwards, yeah.
Yep.
They trust Helmers.
Fontenot still is number 1, right? Like, he's still coming in the ninth to shut the door, especially after the other night. Or you think Garrett Edwards is?
They're going to do that. Oh, wow. That rotation of it right now. I think Fontenot's your best option at closer, but if it's working right now with him in the 8th and Edwards in the 9th, you don't mess with it. You go with it, and I think they will.
What do you think about the young guys, though, Moose? Which one of the young guys do you think, outside of Garrett Edwards, do they trust the most? Is it Helmers? Is it Theo? Is it Ty Floyd? Which one of the young guys?
I really like Ty Floyd a lot.
I do, too.
I think Ty Floyd is your stop-the-bleeding guy you've been searching for because of the power arm. It's a low to mid-90s fastball, and it misses bats because it has a lot of good movement on it. And if you're going to bring somebody in with runners at first and second and less than 2 outs and you need to get out of a jam, you got to miss some bats. And you have to throw strikes, and Ty Floyd has done that.
And just watching Ben McDonald the other night, the only thing about Floyd that he was saying is that, and look, it was fun watching him in that 7th just kind of, it was like watching somebody just punch a hole through a wall as it was just fastball after fastball after fastball. But McDonald did seem a bit concerned about just having a basically one-pitch bag of tricks.
The breaking ball needs a little refinement, yes. But, I'm not asking Floyd to go out there and really, throw 2 innings or 3 innings.
You just need him to get you out of one.
I need him to stop the bleeding.
Yeah.
That's the role I like him in.
And
like a gauze pad.
Yeah, but the young guys, fair or unfair, they have to step up this weekend because, going back to my original point, Aaron George, 5.40 ERA. Mikhail Hilliard, 10.38 ERA. Vittmeyer, 27 ERA. That's 3 guys, and Moose, correct me if I'm wrong, that's 3 guys that you were counting on coming in pressure situations.
The veterans have not pitched up to their ability, and there's just no way around it, and they have to be better. And they know that, and I think they'd be the first to tell you that. So it's who out of those 8 that are probably going to pitch, who do they trust the most? And you'll see, because that's who's going to come out of the bullpen first.
Does this change the catcher conversation from yesterday? Mississippi State currently leading the SEC both in stolen base attempts and stolen bases. So they don't get on base often, but when they do, they have been very aggressive in trying to generate runs.
And that's what you have to do. When you don't hit a ton, you have to produce runs and manufacture runs in other ways, sacrificing, stealing, hit and run. Yes, for me, like I said, I want the defensive catcher back there. It doesn't change it for me because that's the stance I take, especially during SEC play.
Jake, does this make you?
I just want Travinsky in the lineup. I honestly, and Moose and I talked about this after the show too. I just want him in the lineup. I don't care where it's at. I truly don't. I think he needs to get some consideration at DH because I think he is that type of power bat. And if you're facing a tough lefty, get him in there because right now he is feeling it. He had 5 RBIs the other night. He hit one to the moon, and then he also drew a walk. So he's getting on base as well.
I'm going to be really fascinated to see which bats cool off and which bats can kind of handle the heat of Mississippi State. Mainly, you start with Dylan Cruz. He's been one of the best players in the SEC, certainly a top 5 player in the SEC thus far. He's dominated the lesser competition of pre-conference play. Does Dylan Cruz go out there and add to his legend by just kicking ass immediately here against some of the best pitching that he'll face all year? Or, much more realistically, does he take a bit of a step back? How much of a step back? And can this offense, which you can't expect it to do what it's done the last few weeks, but can they do enough? That's ultimately
they're going to challenge Dylan Cruz. Anytime you have a hot shot freshman.
Oh, yeah, they're not going to back away.
No, they're going to go right after him. And so it's going to be best on best, which I always love because how many times, T, did you get a scouting report and there was a hot shot linebacker or defensive lineman that you heard about over and over again through the recruiting process and he'd been playing well in non-conference play and you'd get your highlighter out, and it was a big circle around him. Like, okay, all right, young buck, let's see what you got.
And sometimes
here.
he sucks, and other
sometimes he's really good.
He's Fletcher Cox, and he catches you for like 2 TFLs. So yeah, it can go. It can go either way.
Who is this guy?
Let's hope that Dylan Cruz is in the Fletcher Cox vein there. Actually, a little Mississippi State shout out there with Fletcher.
Yeah, there you go. I'll never forget, and this is in the NFL, not college, but it's the same thing. Like, once you get to a certain level, sometimes you don't pay attention to all the rookies and the draft and who's this and that. And so we're playing against the 49ers, and Alden Smith was a first-round pick from Missouri. And I never really, I didn't know who he was, fully, and I didn't know. And I found out pretty quickly. I was like, we were in a power, and I hit him, and I just, slithered down and, pretty much fell to the ground. I went to the sideline. I'm like, Tolbert, who is that?
He would have been the best pass rusher of all time if he could have kept the off the field stuff under control. He averaged over a sack a game in the NFL.
That defense, so they had Alden Smith, they had Patrick Willis, Takeo Spikes at linebacker. They were good.
All right, well, look, there's some LSU baseball talk, a little preview. We'll revisit some of that later in Joe Rivers Huey as well. Still want to get to Will Wade, some comments that he's had and been embroiled in. But coming up next, it is time for Munchies. You already know Executive Chef Michael Johnson stopping by to answer all of your questions. Keep it locked right here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. If you're in the market for a new vehicle, okay, I think I had almost 10 years where I didn't have to buy a new whip. And when it finally came time, I found myself to be a bit overwhelmed, Jake. It had been so long. I was just kind of I don't even know where to start. I knew I was thinking hard about a minivan, but I wanted to be all black. Black everything. Murdered out.
All black everything.
And who made it happen? All-Star made my dreams come true, and then they found me a Camry along the way as well. I mean, the best in terms of guiding me and making that process so simple and not overwhelming.
I had the same experience because I didn't know how many vehicles they would have to be able to fit my family and fit our needs and the car seats and the equipment and all that. I thought, they'll have one. I was surprised they had multiple things that me and my family could fit in, including the 4Runner, which we're driving around town loving right now.
Yeah, so go let them be your guide. They have it all. They'll find the answer for you. All-Star Toyota, BatonRouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
I'm feeling good. So good. I just thought you should know.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Have you been issued a ticket for texting, speeding, or other traffic violations? Have you made a mistake? We all have. You're not a bad person. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 225-343-1111 or connect with us online at ocbrown.com.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes check.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. We got a full hour of football talk with Mike Detillier, talking free agency. Join us, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger. Chef Michael Johnson is back on OTB, brought to you by Barbecue Guys. Barbecue Guys is your one-stop shop for everything outdoor kitchens and living. Send your questions into the Bayou Ford YouTube chat using the hashtag Munchies.
Variety magazine now saying that Zack Snyder's Justice League trumps the Avengers saga? Not possible. Very excited, though. We'll report back. Derek Singley Jr., Sr. next week. But right now, it's time for some munchies. Every single Thursday at this time, we talk to LSU executive chef Michael Johnson. Chef Johnson, what's going on, man?
What's up, fellas? How are y'all?
Doing well. How are you doing today?
I'm good.
Okay, let's dive in. Hashtag munchies. What's your favorite snowball spot, and what's your go-to flavor?
Goodness, man, I haven't had a snowball in years, but I imagine, the last time I had a good snowball was actually at a little league baseball field, and I think it was just enjoyable for what it was, you know, being around the baseball, being around the kids, and kind of living back into childhood.
Flavor though, I'm gonna need a flavor here.
Oh man, probably rainbow. It's kind of hard to pick one. If I'm gonna pick one, it's probably gonna be grape, but then I think I like cherry, and then I remember orange, so it's kind of tough.
I think we were looking for tiger's blood with
wedding
powdered
cake
milk.
with
condensed milk, not powdered
Eagle
milk,
brand.
condensed milk,
Say
right?
Eagle brand.
Wedding cake?
Yeah, wedding cake.
Disgusting.
It's snow cone.
Hashtag munchies. Do you mix all of the Chinese buffet items together on your plate, or do you keep them separated?
Yeah, I'm kind of a maniac that way. I have kids that won't let food touch each other, and I will definitely just kind of pile stuff together and see what comes of it. For sure.
Hashtag munchies. If you could add one thing to a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, it would be?
Bananas. I like bananas on a peanut butter sandwich, and the jelly's kind of an afterthought, I guess, with the bananas on it. So, I'll put bananas on there.
Hashtag munchies. Have you ever had fugu, which is, I guess, poisonous puffer fish? What's the most dangerous food you've ever eaten?
I've never eaten fugu. I've been to a couple places that prepared it, but never had the nerve to do so. Most dangerous.
Is fugu dangerous? I'm confused here.
Well, yeah, so it's made from a puffer fish, and when you clean the fish, that it requires a very, very trained hand. Like only certain sushi chefs are allowed to prepare the fish, and they have these poison sacs, and if you pierce the poison sac, it can bleed into the meat. And the story is you'll die within moments. That it's that poisonous.
Yeah, I'm staying away from that.
Like, what kind of adrenaline junkie's like, hey, I need some food.
Yeah, it's definitely an adrenaline rush. Like, no, I'm good, man. I'll just eat this. I'll just eat the octopus. It's okay.
Yeah.
If you had fugu and durian on a plate in front of you, what are you reaching for first?
Oh man. Oh gosh, I don't know. The durian. I was gonna say the most dangerous food probably is durian because of the reaction I'm gonna have to it. And I guess if if I'm forced, I might try the fugu. I don't know.
That's how bad durian is. He's risking his life.
Go for you. Hashtag munchies. What do you think is the worst, dumbest, most pointless food trend right now?
Wow, that's kind of tough. I don't know. I think there's probably several of them. Yeah, they're there for a while. Like food on a stick kind of aggravates me a little bit.
Okay.
Or I never really got into sliders really that too much, man. Like, make me a sandwich that's full size so I can eat it. I don't really like eating, like that slider size sandwich. I know lots of people love them and they're cute and they're fun.
Yeah.
But I'm an eater. I like to eat, and it like if I don't have to go back to the plate 3 times to get what I want, then I'm gonna be okay. So.
Yeah. We got sliding into the series presented by Small Sliders coming up next hour. Can't wait for that. Look, just get multiple sliders, right? I mean, hey, there you go. They add up to
6
one
like T did in 1 minute.
Hashtag munchies. When is your 365 days of pork belly cookbook coming out?
Oh man,
That's a good idea.
That's a good idea. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Shout out to the
a lot
listeners.
Of recipes wrapped around pork belly for sure.
Hashtag munchies. What is your favorite Hungry Man frozen dinner?
From childhood, because I haven't had one in years, but probably Salisbury steak.
Gotta be, dude.
Part of it was that was my old man's favorite, so going and eating it would really hack him off, and it wasn't just about eating the food; it was about poking the old man. So yeah.
Hashtag munchies. This comes from our secret source. If you could only learn and cook foods from one culture or country, which would it be and why?
It's gonna be like a Southeast Asia culture somewhere over there. Like real Chinese food has so much depth to it that it's incredible. Like the sauces and stuff that they use, it's incredible. And I probably would immerse myself into that. The history of food really is more saturated in Southeast Asia, and I think that I would probably go there.
All right, hashtag munchies, and I'm curious for this one. Best way to make an omelet, because I'm awful at making omelets.
So there's a couple of ways. There's the American style where you just flip it over in half, and then there's the French style where you fold it in thirds. And if you're good at what you're doing, that French style is presentable and really nice. But if you're just hungry and wanting to make an omelet, the American style is obviously a lot easier. But what you need to focus on, and we talk about this a little bit with the eggs, is when the eggs are still kind of wet looking and shiny, you want to turn the omelet over itself, or before that shine goes away, and flip it. Some people will flip it all the way over. I do, and that there's a mechanism right there that lots of people will miss on. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I want all of the omelet tips that you have.
Yeah, and so when you turn the omelet, if you're not going to flip it, you tilt the pan up at an angle and use your spatula to flip it over on top of itself instead of leaving the pan flat and trying to use the egg, trying to use the spatula only to turn the egg. It'll tear like that 90% of the time. So when you tilt the pan up, you're kind of using gravity to help the egg flip over, and when it's moist still, it still has a little bit of flexibility in it. When it goes dry, the proteins are cooked, and it's guaranteed to tear.
Hashtag munchies. What do you think of 3D printed food? Do you think it's sustainable? And would you eat a 3D printed ribeye?
Absolutely not. No. No. I'm just going to move on to the next question.
Hashtag munchies. What are some good game day finger foods for watching all day basketball?
What's the question again?
What are some good game day finger foods for watching basketball all day?
I hate to be like the guy that always has the same answer, but I'm a wings guy. Yeah, well, pork belly's always in there. But game days, I have an affinity for wings. Maybe like a charcuterie plate. I'm a big fan of cured meats and cheeses and stuff like that as well. So I like charcuterie trays.
Hashtag munchies. Best way to prepare ribs in the oven.
I like to smoke my ribs, and it's kind of tough to do in the oven. So if I'm not smoking them, I'm going slow and low and give them time to cook and pull off the bone. Also, a lot of people miss pulling that sinew off the back of the ribs. If you don't pull that sinew off of the ribs when you go to cut them or eat them, they're tough. And so that's a necessary deal. And I've also seen this trick where you simmer them, and don't boil them, but you simmer them ahead of time, and cooking them in, because they're lean, right? And if you cook them in a flavorful liquid just for a little while to kind of start the process, and then put them in there, it can turn out quite lovely if you know what you're doing.
Hashtag Munchies, what's the worst job in the restaurant/food industry?
Well, there's no romance in the dish pit. I'll tell you that, man. That's a tough position, and that's I give my dishwashers with utility guys lots and lots of respect. But being a server is nothing nice either. You're the forward-facing face, and you have a tough day. You have to deal with people, and there's lots of people that come in and don't have respect for the service industry and don't leave tips and take it for granted, and that takes a heck of a lot of toleration, to deal with the people that don't have respect for the industry.
Chef Johnson, every single Thursday answering all of your Munchies questions, keeping the boys fed during spring. He's got baseball, football, everything going on right now in that kitchen over there at LSU. Chef, thank you so much, man.
Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
You have a great day as well, Chef Michael Johnson. Thank you for everyone who submits your Munchies questions. Coming up next, let's close out hour number 1 of Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Advanticlean, BR.com, fire damage, mold damage, water damage. These are horrifying things to think about. They can be very overwhelming. Where do you start? I started the insurance company, right? Wrong. You want to start with Advanticlean. Why? Because when you call Advanticlean, they take care of everything. So you call 369-5228, 369-5228, Jake. I don't care if it's like the middle of the night. They're open 24/7. And then they not only fix the problems, but they document it all, and they deal with the insurance company. So it becomes a literal one call to solve it all.
Which is great because, as we all know, this can be something that is scary. It can give you a headache. You can start to stress about it because you're not sure what to do. That is why Advanticlean is there. So they can handle it all commercially or residentially. Whatever your problem might be, they can come in, they can fix it. They deal with the hassle so you don't have to.
That's right. So go to AdvanticleanBR.com. Again, that number, 24/7, 369-5228, 369-5228.
We opened up the playbook and expanded our coverage. Listen daily in high definition on 98.1 HD2. We are 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
$29,995 for a new Ford F-150. Bayou Ford in LaPlace has brand new 2020 Ford F-150s for only $29,995. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty, and with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Can you feel it? Spring is almost here, and if you got a new boat for Christmas or you just want to take your boat to a new level, you want front-to-back boat service, HD displays, live sonar that show the fish before you cast, trolling motors. At Front to Back, they got not one, but 2 NMEA certified techs for all of your marine electronic needs. How does a brand new speaker system sound? Well, guess what? They do that too. So call 225-928-9644 or go to Front to Back Boat Service.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
Have you been arrested for DUI or other traffic violations? Have you made a mistake? We all have. You're not a bad person. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 225-343-1111 or connect with us online at ocbrown.com.
At Corvette Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA, you can get a Corolla with 0% financing or buy it for $19,158. That's 0% financing. So come on down.
Coming up on Game Time, we got action in the NCAA tournament on the day of the first four as things get kicked off in Indianapolis. We're live from Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar at 6 p.m. Looking for angles, crunching the numbers, sweating the action. Game Time, presented by Bet Rivers.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back. Hour number 1 of Off the Bench. Getting ready to close up shop. NCAA tournament begins today. Spring practice number 2. It's just a great day if you're a sports fan. And you got the Pelicans back in action at 9 p.m. tonight, huh? Same thing, boys. Let's run it back. 9 p.m., Portland Trailblazers. What do you, like, is it awkward to go play this team immediately again after what just happened?
Not awkward for them.
I mean, but, like, I would just feel like everybody was just, like, laughing at me and talking about me behind my back if I was New Orleans Pelicans.
A lot of this, like a lot of covering your mouth, like, dude, and pointing.
I mean, also, if you're the Pelicans, like, it's supposed to be one snap and clear, right? It's the eternal sports rule. It doesn't matter what you did before. It only matters what you do next, right? Well, but how do you approach this game? Like, how do you have confidence after you played about as well of a game as you could have? You dominated Portland for 45 minutes. No, excuse me, probably like 43 minutes of that game. And then even up 7 or even up 3 with 7 seconds left in the ball, you still found a way to lose. Like, surely that has to be a shock to your confidence in any night.
Well, to be fair to the Pelicans, they're probably used to that feeling. And I'm not even trying to be funny.
Okay, yeah.
When you've lost that many leads, that many 16-point leads, it's something you're used to. It's something that you've had to bounce back from before many a times. So, honestly, I don't think it really matters for them because they've done it so many times.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, in terms of responses, they have actually done a pretty good job of after they get blown out or have a super disappointing moment, they've done a pretty good job of bouncing back. Obviously, after they lost to the T-Wolves by 30, it looked like they were about to win 3 in a row in very impressive fashion. They won 2 in a row. So a great test for a great mental test, I would say, for a young team tonight in the New Orleans Pelicans. Look, and if it is close down the stretch, if that ball isn't running through Zion every single possession, you as a Pelicans fan are well within your rights to tear your hair out because it was painfully apparent the other night. Like, Brandon Ingram is awesome for 3 quarters. And he gives you 30 the other night. But when the game is on the line, unfortunately, at this point in his career, the numbers are the numbers. And Ingram just does not perform. I don't know if it's a mental thing. If it is, look, I'm not saying that it's unfixable. I think you can get it fixed. But I just think that Zion already at his point in his career is clearly the better option when it comes to these clutch type of moments. So let Ingram be a key piece of getting you to that 17-point lead with 6 minutes remaining. And then you need to start putting your thumb on the scale for Zion Williamson.
I mean, I keep replaying like we all do those missed free throws that B.I. had at the end of the game. And I'm with you. For whatever reason, him being a closer is just not something right now that he's capable of. Now, Zion showed the other night he is. So I'm completely there with you. Everything has to go through him because He's your all-star. He's one of the up-and-coming guys in the entire NBA. He has to be the offense at the end of the game. Give him that opportunity to close out the game, every situation, because he's shown he can do it. Now he's got to be the guy that the rest of the team realizes, okay, whenever it's crunch time, that's who we get the ball to.
Yeah, so, I mean, look, Sam Van Gundy said it after watching those final 6 minutes of the film straight through. And you know what else I want to see? I mean, look, we talk about the Pelicans being one of the youngest teams in the NBA. That's probably a reason for their volatility and for all of these blown leads. Let's see how a young team in the NBA responds to a pretty awkward spot here, where you just blew it against this team. It was embarrassing on a national scale, and now you get to run it back with them a night later. And it's a team that is better than you. Like, make no mistake, Portland is better than New Orleans. Can New Orleans challenge them again, or did they waste their opportunity to grab a win in this two-game series? We'll learn more tonight at 9 p.m. Flock up. Hour 1 of the books, Hour 2 coming up next. Kicking off with Coach Beth Torina.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Have you been issued a ticket for texting, speeding, or other traffic violations? Have you made a mistake? We all have. You're not a bad person. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 225-343-1111 or connect with us online at ocbrown.com.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Can you feel it? Spring is almost here, and if you got a new boat for Christmas or you just want to take your boat to a new level, you want front-to-back boat service. HD displays, live sonar that show the fish before you cast, trolling motors. At Front to Back, they got not one, but 2 NMEA certified techs for all of your marine electronic needs. How does a brand new speaker system sound? Well, guess what? They do that too. So call 225-928-9644 or go to Front to Back Boat Service.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
Brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. on Thursday, March the 18th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 67. Coming up in hour number 2, LSU head softball coach Beth Torina joins the show next. LSU head baseball coach Paul Maneri stops by at 8:15. Fox Sports' Aaron Torres will be here at 8:45. And Rivers Huey will sit in for the third hour. Follow the show today on Twitter and Instagram at OTB_ESPN. You can watch live at the 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel or on Cox Sports Television. Interact inside the Bayou Ford YouTube chat. Hour number 2 of OTB starts right now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome in hour number 2 of Off the Bench. It is 8 a.m. on a Thursday, which means it is time to slide into the series brought to you by Small Sliders. That's right. Go get you some of them tasty little sliders and fries over there at Smalls. They are incredible.
And milkshakes and ices.
Yeah. And you can make it a biggie. Get double patties, baby. That's what I do. For real, though. It's awesome. You know what else is awesome? Coach Beth Torina and this LSU softball team as they again find a way to get it done, win the first SEC series of the year. Although I'm sure Coach Torina is going to say that, this weekend is no different for once from our perspective. Not a ranked team on the docket for whatever that's worth. But first, Coach Torina, first off, let me welcome you in. Thank you for waking up with us on this Saturday.
Thank you for having me.
But I want to start here because you're going to see did I say Saturday?
You
wow,
did.
My brain's broken. Excuse me. It is weekend mode, in my opinion. What I was going to say, I think, is that it's going to be a special Saturday, this Saturday, around the SEC, as softball fans will see teal throughout the entirety of the conference. This is for a great cause. We talked about it during headlines, but, Coach, I know you've been at the forefront of this, so could you explain to the listeners out there, why will they be seeing teal throughout the conference this weekend?
Well, it is hands down my favorite day of the year, and I'm sad this year we'll be missing our annual Go Teal walk. But we're doing something super cool this year that we haven't done before, and we are doing a campaign called All for Alex, and we are all honoring Alex Wilcox, who lost her fight to ovarian cancer, who is a player for Mississippi State. But the entire SEC is going teal this weekend, all 13 teams and their opponents. Not everyone's in SEC play, so we're stretching out even further. But everyone will be wearing teal this Saturday, so it's really cool to see all of us come together for this cause.
And this is something y'all did a couple of years ago, right, Coach? Y'all all got together and wanted to make kind of this weekend special throughout the conference?
Yeah, this is something that, I brought up, and I worked with Sam Ricketts, who coached Alex Wilcox, and we brought this to the coaches. And it's not often that we get all 13 around that table to agree on something,
right.
But this one was instantly unanimous that we all should wear teal on this day. And Go Teal Foundation had a big hand in it. They helped the teams buy uniforms and do things, whatever they wanted to wear on this day. So, they had a big role, this foundation and our committee, in making sure that this day happened.
So, Coach, before we look forward to this weekend, let's again look back to last weekend, since this is the first time that we get to talk to you since it was in the books. And this team has entered an interesting rhythm where you don't want to see them in a rubber match. So, again, last week, in the first doubleheader ends up being split a couple of tightly contested games. And then when push comes to shove, series on the line, the girls showed up and absolutely killed it, winning 11-3 over Tennessee to take that series last weekend. What is it? Can you put your thumb on it? What is it about this team that seems to really thrive in those high-pressure series on the line situations?
Well, we talked before, and I told you guys last week, it's the first time a bunch of our players had even played in SEC play. But I told them, before the Sunday game, I'm like, this is just about guts. On Sunday is for guts. Like, rip up the scouting report, rip up all your plan. Like, you just have to go out and battle this one out. So thanks for noticing that. I think that's a really cool thing to point out. I don't know if I even thought about it, but the fact that this team can fight will carry us further than any sort of talents or skill other than that we might have.
No, and it speaks to your veteran team that you've talked about so many times, Coach, right? You have a game that you felt like you were in. I mean, we go back to the Texas series, right? You have a tough loss there, and then you have a tough loss against Tennessee in 8 innings, and that I think that speaks to the grit and determination of an older team that says, you know what, we don't really care. We're going to hit reset. We're going to go out there and we're going to dominate this last game.
Yeah, for sure. And I like the way our kids just came out battling, and they really just threw punches. I mean, right there, inning one, boom, right off the bat. It was cool to see them come out like that. So it's much more fun to call pitches when you're up 8 than to sit there on the side there putting in numbers when it's 2-2 and 3-2. That one's a little less stressful.
The thing that I really find impressive is, yes, you've had all of these games against ranked opponents and you've won a bunch of them, but also after you come down from beating a ranked opponent, like you go look at the Buffalo game, you win that one. Southern Miss, you win that one. You win the Southeastern game on Tuesday. There's no letdown. There's no, hey, we're not facing a ranked opponent. We're not facing an SEC team. We're just going to show up and see what we can do. You still see a focus with your team during these midweek games against non-conference opponents as well.
Yeah, we don't take anybody lightly. We don't look past anybody on our schedule, and we know the importance of these midweek games. I mean, these things are huge when we're coming down the wire and on the backstretch trying to put ourselves in a good spot for the postseason. Like, we know they're big, and our girls wanted that Southeastern game. There's no bones about it. They played with a lot of those girls in travel ball.
Yeah.
They knew a lot of that team, and they wanted that game. That one was circled on their schedule for sure.
And they took care of business, and y'all are going to look to again this weekend. So like I said during my awkward, bumbling intro, Texas A&M is not ranked, but obviously I don't think that changes much about your approach. What do the Aggies do? What's kind of the scouting report on what Texas A&M is bringing to Tiger Park this weekend?
Well, and you said I'm going to say this, but I am. Everybody in the SEC is good. I mean, all 13 teams have made the postseason for several years, so everybody's good. Everybody competes. Their pitching is significantly improved. They are in a good spot pitching wise, and they bring a good offense. They really are going to be a good team that we're going to have to contend with, no question. Maybe we can get another in the park grand slam. Go check that out.
Yeah.
You ever seen something like that?
Yeah, no, I've never heard anything. I mean, have you ever seen that before? Because that's the real question. Because you've been in this game for a lifetime now. Have you ever seen anything like that?
Well, Patrick Wright thinks it was the first one in LSU history. We couldn't confirm it, but we think it was. But no, I was ready to stop her at third, and then I realized the timing of it. I'm like, oh, we're scoring on this thing. Let's keep rolling here. Let's go.
I mean, it was a big play. In fact, I believe Lynn Rollins is covering the LSU baseball game against Southeastern. Like, he broke into the game. He's like, wait a minute. Like, you have to hear this. LSU softball just hit a inside the park grand slam. That was a great moment. Something else that I know you're probably looking forward to, just for your fans' sake, is looks like we're going to have some tailgating allowed. Is that going to start this weekend? Is that something you're going to take advantage of over at Tiger Park?
Hopefully. We usually have a good crowd outside. We have some nice space over there at Tiger Park where people can really enjoy themselves. So I hope we bring everybody out strong. I know everybody loves the teal game. I know everybody wants to support and honor these women that have fought this disease, ovarian cancer. So the teal game usually brings a great crowd. Let's have everybody tailgate and teal for the first day. But yeah, let's get them out there. Let's get them loud and rowdy, and let's take on Texas A&M.
Yeah, and this weekend, Coach, again, so you gave us kind of the A&M scouting report. When it comes to your team and what you continue to learn about them as conference play goes on now into weekend number 2, what are your key areas of improvement that you're looking for in your squad?
Well, I think we'd like to see, and again, we play a game of inconsistencies, but some consistency from our offense, and I think we're starting to see it. Georgia Clark coming around is huge for us. We know she's one of the best hitters in the country, so it's nice to see her really starting to feel her swing and to, square up some balls, and that'll make a big difference for us. But just seeing us have some more productive at-bats, trying to, when we're facing a good pitcher, Ashley Rogers for Tennessee is one of the best in the league. We've got to be a little more productive in our at-bats and try to manufacture a run here and there where we can. So I think we've got to be able to win in different ways, and I think that's something I'd like to see us do a little bit better.
There you go. We'll be watching this weekend. Tiger Park up to 50% capacity as well now. LSUTix.net for any available tickets. Go ahead. Check it out. Like Coach Trina talked about, an incredible time for the family. They got the great lawn out there that you can go hang out at with your family. Tailgating now allowed in a limited capacity as well. So a great weekend to go support the Tigers, wear teal, support a great cause. Coach Trina, thank you so much for waking up us on this Thursday, and best of luck against A&M this weekend. Beat down the Aggies.
Thank you so much. Y'all are awesome. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Coach. And nice job. Nice job making us not having to listen to Rocky Top all weekend. You took care of it. You did it.
Yeah. No, really. It kept, when it would play, I just replaced it in my head with calling Baton Rouge. I just started singing
there you go.
myself.
There you go.
It gets going to get stuck in your head. So I just replaced it, started singing Call Baton Rouge. It worked out just fine.
Nice. Perfect. Coach Trina with the advanced veteran strategies there. All right, let's go ahead and take a break, and then we'll be back with more of Smalls sliding into the series with Coach Paul Maneri next here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Have you been arrested for DUI or other traffic violations? Have you made a mistake? We all have. You're not a bad person. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 225-343-1111 or connect with us online at ocbrown.com.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
$29,995 for a new Ford F-150. Bayou Ford in LaPlace has brand new 2020 Ford F-150s for only $29,995. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty, and with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana Products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana Barbecue Sauce, Louisiana Molasses Mustard, Spicy and Sweet Barbecue Rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. We got a full hour of football talk with Mike Detillier, talking free agency. Join us, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Welcome back. Off the Bench here on 104.5 ESPN, among many other places. Shout out CST, where you can now watch us, youtube.com/1045 ESPN if you want to get involved in the chat. We do this every Thursday. Right now, it is time to talk to the head man from LSU baseball, Coach Paul Mainieri, as we slide into the series, brought to you by Small Sliders. They get you some tasty sliders, fries, shakes, all that good stuff over there at Smalls. Coach Mainieri, what's going on, man? Thank you so much for coming on again.
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
We're doing very well, Coach, because all we do is watch you all hit home runs, and it's super fun to watch. And it's 35 home runs so far this season. I mean, I guess it shouldn't be a surprise anymore, but are you still kind of just a little taken aback at the raw power that your team's putting forward?
Well, 35, but who's counting, right? Well, I've talked about it a lot. I am a little bit surprised, quite frankly, because there's been a lot that's been said over the last decade or so about the bat changes and ball changes and all those kinds of things. There just hasn't been a lot of home runs hit in college baseball like there was in the past decades. And this year we've just all of a sudden had this huge power surge. I guess the most home runs we've hit since our national championship year of 2009, before they changed the bats. But we knew we had potential. I mean, I've always felt that we had hitters that were just young, and as they matured, that they would develop some hitting with authority. Guys like Cade Doty, I felt had a lot of potential to be able to hit home runs. But then we also brought in a freshman by the name of Dylan Cruz that came in with the ability to hit home runs. But we've been getting home runs from some unlikely sources as well. Who would have predicted Jordan Thompson to have 5 home runs or Zach Arnold to have 4 home runs? I mean, I thought Gavin Dugas had the potential to hit more. In fact, I'm a little surprised he hasn't hit more than 3 at this point. And certainly Cade Beloso only has 1 home run. Imagine when he starts to swing the bat like he can do it. So, yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that we have home runs like we do. I think some of it has to do with the climatal conditions that we've had. It's been unseasonably warm. We've had a little bit of a prevailing breeze from the south. Now this weekend, because of the storm last night and the front going through, it's chilled off, and now we've got a little bit of a north wind. So don't get your hopes up too high for home runs this weekend, because it may be lower scoring games. The temperatures are going to be down, and we're going to have a north wind blowing all weekend. So we might have to win some low-scoring games this weekend. You just never know how it's going to play out.
Yeah, and that's actually something that our excellent producer and fanatic Matthew Musso has been saying as well. And it comes on a weekend when you're going to be facing some really good pitching also. And the debate that we've been having here on the show, Coach, is how do you manage that catcher position right now where in Travinsky you have a guy whose bat seems to have a lot of life, and then obviously in Milazzo you have a guy who is one of the premier defenders, not just on the team, but like in all of the SEC on a defensive weekend like this. Like, how do you try to make that dynamic work? How do you make those decisions?
Yeah, this will be a big decision for this weekend, T-Bob, because, Mississippi State is not a hugely powerful team, and they do like to run, and they do play a lot of low-scoring games because they do have an outstanding pitching staff. I think they've got a team earned run average in the low twos.
Yep.
And so you got to go into it with knowing it's got the north wind and the cold temperatures, that it's got the potential written all over it for low-scoring games. So a stolen base could be a key play. Good defense could be huge this weekend. But let me tell you, Travinsky is not a bad defensive catcher. The other factor is that their Friday night starter is a very good left-handed pitcher, and you'd like to have a good right-handed hitter in there. So this is something that I got to think about all day today and come up with a plan on what I think will be the best combination of things to go against these guys for tomorrow night will be.
And, Coach, I know the bullpen's something that we talked about with you last week, and I know you're trying to figure out right now going into SEC play how you're going to work that bullpen. But I've got to imagine as well, seeing a guy like Ty Floyd go out there the last time out and really challenge hitters with his fastball, racking up 3 strikeouts and an inning and a third there, probably gave you some confidence of guys like that. So are you starting to really figure out who you want to use in those bullpen situations heading into this series against Mississippi State?
I think so, Jacob. In fact, the last outing that Ty Floyd had before this one against Southeastern, he also struck out the side in the one inning that he pitched. I sent him out for another inning. He gave up a leadoff single, and then I took him out. But he's been getting better and better with each passing outing. He's going to be a really great pitcher here at LSU. He's got the potential to do some really special things. His secondary pitches still are a work in progress, although he's been dropping a few breaking balls in there in a good, in certain situations you feel confident calling a breaking ball, and he's been dropping them in there, like a lot of first pitch to the batter type situations. But then sometimes with runners in scoring position, he tries to overthrow them a little bit because he tries to really make a perfect pitch, and then sometimes he'll throw them 45 feet instead of 60 feet, and it ends up at the backstop. So you got to kind of pick and choose your times for when you think he's confident enough to throw it. And then if he can throw it some, it gets him off his fastball. But he's got a really sneaky fastball. You look up at the board and it says 92, which is nothing to sneeze at, but it plays up. Like it
Right.
says 92, but it really acts like it's 96 because he's got a really great spin rate, and he gets a lot of swings and misses on his fastball. Some guys throw 96, but it plays down, and it's easier to hit because it's straight and it's easy to see. His is not like that. His is harder to hit. So he can get through on an inning just on fastballs alone. But when you start trying to get him past one inning or one time through the lineup, it's a little more difficult on one pitch. But he's going to be a good one. He can help us right now in certain situations. I was really happy with the way Devin Fontenot has thrown the last 2 times. And I really like this kid, Garrett Edwards. I think Garrett is a very poised and composed kid. You know his background of being a basketball player. And when you need him to throw a strike, you feel so confident in him being able to do that because you just visualize him. You just visualize him standing at the free throw line in a pressure situation, having to make that big free throw, and standing on the mound and throwing a strike at a key time is kind of the same thing, And I just have a lot of confidence in him being able to do that. And I think, he's not an overpowering guy, so you got to make the plays behind him. I was real happy to see Cade Doty make that first play in the 9th inning the other day for him. And that's what we're going to have to do. But, I feel great about those 3 guys, Floyd, Fontenot, and Edwards. The 3 starting pitchers, no doubt, are going to be really solid for us. I'd like to stay away from using Helmers if I don't have to because I'd like him to pitch next Tuesday against Tulane. But I think we can get an inning or 2 out of him this weekend. But we're going to need a couple more guys to step up as well, and that's where Mikhail Hilliard, Blake Money, guys like that have to come up and do something for us. Trent Vittmeyer threw a little sim game yesterday, and he threw much better than he did in these 2 games this past weekend. He'd been out for a while. He had a medical issue that scared us a little bit. It was it was a athletic injury,
Right.
type thing. And, just sitting out for, 5 or 6 days there where he wasn't able to do anything, I think made him a little rusty. It probably wasn't even fair to him for me to throw him right into the games, but I just thought being a veteran, he would be able to go back in there right away. But he just seemed real rusty and not ready. This little sim game yesterday made him a little bit more sharp, and I think he'll give us better effort than he did, the couple times he pitched this past weekend. And we need McHale. McHale's a key guy for us. If he can get back to throwing and getting that breaking ball over and give us something, I think that would be a big help for our bullpen. And if one of those left-handed pitchers, between Kaminer and Hasty, Brady, just one of them would do something that would give us a little option that way, then I think that would help as well.
Yeah, so there's definitely opportunities to be had if you're one of the guys in that bullpen right now. As far as the approach of the plate coach, it's like we said, it's been dominant lately, and a lot of times, Kate Doty's just been unreal. But then you obviously have guys like Dylan Cruz, and I want to focus on guys like Morgan and Cruz as, they're the 18-year-olds now doing it on this stage. They passed pre-conference play with flying colors and then some. I don't know. Do you approach it any differently with them, or how do you approach this first week? And we're not just, it's not just start of conference play, but they are going to see elite SEC pitching for what I would think is the first time this season.
Well, it's not the first time this season, Trey, T-Bob, and that's the thing is we have faced good arms this year. We faced a lot of guys that have thrown in the 90s, and there's been very few teams that we've faced and very few pitchers that we have faced that have been like mid-80s guys. When you face guys that are 88, that's pretty solid. When you're facing guys that are 90 and above, that's SEC caliber. And we faced some guys that have been 93. Heck, the Air Force closer was 97, 98.
Yeah.
And we faced some guys that have been 93 to 95. So these guys have been exposed to some good arms, as much as Mississippi State's been exposed to good arms, I'm certain. So has Mississippi State faced guys like Hill and Marceau and Labus and the guys that we're going to be throwing at them. So I think our guys have handled it extremely well. Listen, Trey Morgan has had a couple of rough games in a row. It's not so much the pitching that he's facing as much as just facing, the ups and downs of what baseball throws at you, and being able to handle all of that stuff emotionally and mentally, and not lose your confidence and those type of things. And so we do have to keep reminding ourselves that they're 18 years old, and it's nothing's going to be perfect. They're going to have moments where they're going to fail, and they just got to be able to digest it and be able to deal with it without losing their confidence and be ready in the moment. They might strike out 3 times in a row, but that at bat in the 8th or 9th inning is going to, with the game on the line, they got to be ready for it. And that's the thing that you're most concerned about a young kid, not so much that all of a sudden we're in SEC play and they got to be better than they've ever been before. We approach every game the same. We approach practice the same. I put a lot of pressure on the kids in practice. I treat every game, whether it's midweek game, weekend, non-conference, or SEC play, the same, because I don't want them to have to try any harder when we get to SEC play. I want it to be as natural as any other game that they're going to play during the course of the year.
Hey, Coach, the last one from me. Giovanni DiGiacomo did get into the game as a defensive replacement against Southeastern. Are you expecting him to get some run there against Mississippi State, going to ease him back a little bit?
Yeah, this is another decision I got to make, Jacob. Because the guys that have been playing out there have done a good job. Right. They don't have the range defensively that Giovanni has. The only guy that probably does is Bianco, and he's been a good defensive replacement. He hasn't hit well enough to be considered an everyday player, but Sanford is a gamer. He comes through with clutch hits, and he's improved his defense. And Brody Drost has a world of potential, and he's done some good things. He ran into a little bit of a rut there, and we put Sanford back in, and Sanford came through with some big knocks for us. So I got to decide. I'm sure that I'm going to play Sanford tomorrow night because all 3 of those guys are left-handed hitters, Sanford's the best of the three against left-handed pitching. So I'm going to play with him tomorrow night. And with the wind blowing in, I don't know that range defensively will be quite as important. So we'll see how it goes after that. But it's good to know Giovanni's ready to go. And we'll see. We did get him some live at-bats yesterday in a simulated game, and actually he swung pretty good, so that was very encouraging. I wasn't even going to let him hit the other night because he hadn't even faced a live pitcher in a month.
Right.
But he had about 6 or 7 at-bats yesterday and looked pretty good.
Well, Coach, I know I speak for everybody. Can't wait for this weekend, man. It's going to be a ton of fun. Conference play starting up. Last one to let you go. I mean, you got to feel good entering on 6 in a row here, huh?
Yeah, we're ready. Would have been nice to win every game, of course, but that's impossible in this sport. But I think 15-3 was a good run at it. It would have been nice to win that last game against Oral Roberts, certainly, and been nice to win that last game against the Air Force Academy. But we learned a lot about our team, through these first 18 games, and some good, some bad, and things that we need to get better at, things that we do well. I'm really happy with the way Jordan Thompson has emerged as our shortstop. I think the move of Kate Doty to third base will end up being the right thing, even though, he's still kind of adapting to the position. I still a little bit concerned about second base defensively. The catching situation is still a work in progress, but Cruz, Morgan, Dugas, Doty's swinging, this thing with Travinsky coming on. I mean, there's a lot of things to feel really good about our starting pitching. So, yeah, we're ready to go, man. I'm fired up for SEC play. This is why you come to LSU to play SEC baseball.
There you go, Coach Paul Maneri. Thank you so much, Coach. Best of luck this weekend, and we'll talk to you next week.
Okay, guys. Good to be with you.
Yes, sir. Coach Paul Maneri, and that is sliding into the series presented by our friends over there at Smalls Sliders. I'm hyped, boys. I can't wait. For now, we got to go to commercial break. We're going to come back, get to a little Will Wade, a little LSU B-ball, and then we got Aaron Torres closing out the hour talking NCAA tournament.
Are you more hyped for SEC baseball or sliders and fries and shakes and ices?
Maybe I'll
or do both.
Maybe I'll get some.
Hey,
we'll
remember real quick before we do take that break. Remember, tailgating is going to be allowed. They have platters over at Small Sliders. So if you want to go pick up a tray of burgers, tray of fries, you want to do the whole deal. You want to have the popular tailgate, right? With that. Was it 15? 15 in the same household?
Yeah, you can have the 15.
They can accommodate that over at Small Sliders, so go pick up that tray for tailgating.
There you go. More Off the Bench next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Accutemp of BatonRouge.com. Accutemp, when you're talking about Accutemp, what are we talking about? We're talking about service to the highest degree. We're talking about if you have heating, electrical, or cooling needs, you want Accutemp. Right now, especially, they got a brand new deal going on for the month of March. So, act now. If you get a full AC install, with every full AC install right now, you're getting a free premium clean air package that includes an air scrubber and a media cabinet. You're like, T-Bob, what is that? What it is over $1,800 in value for completely free. And what it does, it's the equivalent of an industrial cleaning crew cleaning your house every 12 minutes. So the time to act is now if you need that full AC install.
And remember, you just heard Coach Maneri say that. The weather's changing every single day here. Hot, cold, cold, hot. Make sure that your AC is up to what it's supposed to be doing, which is working in this very difficult South Louisiana weather.
That's right. Go to AccuTempVR.com today.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Have you been issued a ticket for texting, speeding, or other traffic violations? Have you made a mistake? We all have. You're not a bad person. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 225-343-1111 or connect with us online at ocbrown.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Can you feel it? Spring is almost here, and if you got a new boat for Christmas or you just want to take your boat to a new level, you want front-to-back boat service. HD displays, live sonar that show the fish before you cast, trolling motors. At Front to Back, they got not one, but 2 NMEA certified techs for all of your marine electronic needs. How does a brand new speaker system sound? Well, guess what? They do that too. So call 225-928-9644 or go to Front to Back Boat Service.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Coming up on Game Time, we got action in the NCAA tournament on the day of the first four as things get kicked off in Indianapolis. We're live from Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar at 6 p.m. Looking for angles, crunching the numbers, sweating the action. Game Time, presented by Bet Rivers.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. We'll stick around for a few minutes here, and then we're going to get out a little early this segment to get to Aaron Torres, talk a little NCAA tournament. Aaron had to bump up because he is a college basketball expert, meaning our guy has a crazy schedule going on over the next couple of days. My guy Craig Granger in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat, good guy. Need to follow him on Twitter. I think it's at Craig Granger. I'd have to double check. Does excellent cooking videos, but he thinks he could beat me in a slider eating competition. You cannot. Not even close. Jake couldn't. Justin Vincent couldn't.
I mean, but to be
everybody
fair,
who
JV
stepped up got
really
slapped down.
Didn't give you any. Like you and I went in overtime.
Yeah, we didn't go.
We
You
did.
know,
We went overtime and you won.
We went overtime because my teammate was bad, but that's fine.
Mine was great.
Steve.
I had great conversation with my teammate, but he didn't carry his weight either.
My teammate literally didn't eat one slider.
I had mine one.
We had 2 minutes. We had 2 minutes, and he didn't eat one slider. I ate 6. What are we talking about here? So no, Craig, you will get smashed. I was also going. I went full. We went full Joey Chestnut style.
did.
Me and Jake did. We're in overtime. We were soaking the sliders in cups of water beforehand for maximum pliability.
Because we're meatheads.
Yeah,
and when it comes to being competitive, it just brings it out in us.
And then I've never done it before, but I started doing like the chestnut thing where you just like kind of rotate and like aggressively chew. And I kind of got it. I was like, okay, I kind of see now. It works now, dude. So no, nobody wants to step up on me when it comes to sliders. When it comes to bad food opinions, back to the chat. I don't know if I've ever read a more hipster statement than what Emil McClellan typed
Anytime
earlier.
you say hipster, I know our guy Emil's coming.
As our guy Emil said, he likes to judge a pizza place by its ability to make a margarita pizza. That is the worst opinion that may have ever been uttered on this show. Like, and I don't know if I'm exaggerating.
What's a margarita pizza?
It's like the pizza. It's a fine. It's a fine
It's
option.
good.
It's like kind of. I don't know how to explain. Is there red sauce on it? I think there's no red sauce, right? It's just like tomatoes. It's like slices of tomatoes. I think
Is
like
there
goat
tequila?
cheese, maybe. Nope. Different, spelled differently than that margarita. There's an H in there somewhere. But it's almost like a deconstructed pizza in a lot of ways. But it is
Tomatoes,
so
it's
outside.
got mozzarella, fresh
not goat
basil,
cheese, yeah.
salt, and extra virgin olive
Okay,
oil.
but no red sauce, just tomato
Right.
slices, right?
Yes.
So a
pass.
pizza option for sure. And I've had good
That's not
margarita
pizza.
pizza. But for that to be the sole, I mean, it's so far outside of the neighborhood of what we know as pizza. For that to be what you judge it by, wow.
What do you judge it by?
Unbelievable. Pepperoni. How do you make a pepperoni pizza?
Right.
It's same
The
thing.
fundamentals.
Exactly. It's like any sport. If you can't do the fundamentals, how can I trust you to go make a
Now,
margarita?
I don't get pepperoni pizza, but I understand what you're saying.
I do get.
Give me the Johnny's sweep the kitchen pizza all day or day.
But I don't know about the olives though, son. Can't be doing the olives.
don't like
dude.
olives.
I do not like olives at all. I don't like how short this segment was either.
But you're going to like on the other side that we get basketball expertise from Aaron Torres.
I agree. So we're going to go to break now. I apologize for the short segment, but I'm
I
looking
don't
forward to talking to
apologize.
Aaron. We're going to break down some NCAA tournament, LSU, everybody else. Tournament begins today. True TV season. Let's go. Stick around here on OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. That's All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. If you need a new vehicle, look, you want to buy a Toyota certified used vehicle, maybe, Jake, a little more affordable, but you still get things like a warranty coverage, they got your back. You want to buy a new 2021, a new 2020, you want to lease. Like I decided to lease for the first time in my life a Camry because it just made sense for me. And that's the point. All-Star Toyota, they have such a selection and they will find whatever makes sense for your life and your lifestyle.
You're right about that, T-Bob. And no matter if you're buying it, no matter if you just need it for a trip, right? If you need to go rent a car, that's something you obviously can do there. They have a large selection of pre-owned vehicles as well. We tell you all the time, when you go over there, I mean, they've got a gigantic lot for new, for pre-owned, for their service as well. So no matter what you've got going on, no matter what your car needs are, All-Star Toyota is the place to go.
Go to All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. Tell them T-Bob and Jake sent you.
We opened up the playbook and expanded our coverage. Listen daily in high definition on 98.1 HD2. We are 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Have you been issued a ticket for texting, speeding, or other traffic violations? Have you made a mistake? We all have. You're not a bad person. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 225-343-1111 or connect with us online at ocbrown.com.
$29,995 for a new Ford F-150. Bayou Ford in LaPlace has brand new 2020 Ford F-150s for only $29,995. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty, and with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. We got a full hour of football talk with Mike Detillier, talking free agency. Join us, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Off the Bench. It is tournament time, boys. True TV. The first four starts today. Let's go. And right now, it is my pleasure to be joined by Mr. Aaron Torres, one of the best minds in all of college basketball when it comes to breaking it down. Aaron, what's going on, man? Thanks for waking up with us. I know you're out on the West Coast, so full commitment here from you.
Yes, full commitment just to Off the Bench.
Yes.
Going right back to bed after this. So.
Excellent.
Thank
I love
you.
it.
Thank you for that.
Follow Aaron at Aaron_Torres on Twitter. Aaron, let's just start here. LSU versus the Bonnies this weekend. For us casual NCAA basketball fans, what is St. Bonaventure bringing to bear, and how do they match up with LSU?
Okay, so I'm going to try not to insult the entire fan base right off the top here. St. Bonaventure is like the exact opposite of LSU.
Wow.
LSU, listen, I've been an LSU guy. Jacob can attest to this.
You have been.
All season long. I was waiting for them since November to play like they did against Alabama in the SEC tournament. But we know kind of how they were all season, hot and cold. Some days they want to play defense, some days they don't. St. Bonaventure is the exact opposite. Not nearly as talented. Frankly, there aren't very many teams as talented as LSU in this NCAA tournament, but not as talented, but they just do all the little things right. They don't turn the ball over. They're in the top 10 in the country in defensive field goal percentage. They make you play their style of play. They actually beat the St. Louis team that beat LSU early in the season in the A-10 tournament. So I think there were a lot of people that automatically checked this one off as an LSU win the second the bracket came out. I still think LSU wins, but I think we need to see SEC tournament LSU, not mid-February lose to Georgia LSU when they play this week.
What do you think the key was to them playing like that? Like, what changed for you in the SEC tournament? Because I do agree with you, Aaron. It did look different. Like, the team looked like the team we thought they could be, who has, 4 true scores. I know they've got some deficiencies on the defensive side, but what changed for you, and how do you want to see them play in the NCAA tournament?
Well, I want to see them play exactly like they did last week, Jacob. And you know what I think changed is just, basketball is a wild sport, man. It's so much about chemistry. It's so much about, buy-in, all that stuff. And in a weird way, like LSU kind of reminded me of an NBA team this year where, Gonzaga came out. They only played 26 games. They came out locked in every single one of them. But that is not really the norm in basketball. And so I wonder with college basketball and with LSU specifically, if it was just the urgency of March, the urgency of we really only have, as few as 2 games left if we lose this one and then we lose in the start of the NCAA tournament. That's the only thing I can come up with, Jacob, because, this roster has been pretty set in stone. It's not like there's been all kinds of crazy injuries and guys are coming in and out of the lineups and major COVID pauses. That just really wasn't the case this year for LSU, at least not that I'm aware of, at least not towards the back end of the season. And so I just wonder if it was one of those teams, maybe, it's hard to get excited again for a game on a Tuesday at Georgia or a Saturday against Mississippi State. But when you feel the urgency of an SEC tournament, you feel the urgency of an NCAA tournament, it really did feel like they flipped the switch. And it was funny, I will say, all of a sudden, everybody on Sunday and LSU, how did they end up on the 8 line? It's like, well, because you only watched them on Sunday against Alabama. And I hate to be rude again to you guys and to your audience, but if you watched them all year, an 8 seed is about what they felt like all season long.
Aaron Torres at Aaron_Torres. Okay, so outside of LSU, tournament day, we're here. I'm going to ask you a very generic sports talking question here. Out of the favorites, who do you think?
I'm more of a LeBron.
Yes, thank you. We're going to get into the greatest goats.
Sorry,
yes,
that's where we're going.
No, we're going Brady versus LeBron next. But first, who are the chalk teams that you think will carry through, and then who are the teams that are going to come out of nowhere? Do you think?
Well, what I would say is, first of all, the chalk team, listen, first of all, Jacob Hester's Gonzaga Bulldogs. Come on.
Yeah,
I'm not going to wake up at 6:30
That's right.
just to tell Jacob that his team is going to lose in the Sweet 16. But, no, they're awesome, man. And I really thought, listen, I think pressure is a real thing. I think they would have been susceptible to it. But I just don't see the team in the bracket that's going to beat them. It's kind of an easy talking point by this point in the week, but they've already beaten the 2, 3, and 4 seeds in their bracket. The 3 and 4 seeds, Kansas and Virginia, are both dealing with COVID issues right now. They probably would be 100% by the time they would play Gonzaga, but you never know. And so I think they're going to go far. Baylor, Illinois are obviously 2 teams that have been phenomenal all year. I think a couple teams that maybe people aren't talking about enough. I think Houston is really good, man. And I know they play in the AAC and they're not on TV a lot and you don't really watch them, but it's like, man, dude, they're so physical. And they make you play their style of game. And it's just, I think they're probably, as weird as it sounds, like the best team in the country at forcing you to play their game. And I'll be honest, they not only put a lot of pressure on the opponent, they put a lot of pressure on the refs, because they basically follow the crap out of you 10 times a possession, and the refs just kind of throw up their hands and say, you know what, we can't call fouls on these every play. So I like Houston as kind of they're a 2 seed. They're not like a super dark horse. And I'll tell you, like, the other team that I think could win at least a game or 2, I'm still in on Georgetown, man. Like I watched that whole Big East tournament, and it wasn't a fluke. They won 10 out of their final 14 games, including the Big East tournament. They went, 6-3, 6-4 down the stretch late. And I think they're like a real team. That they're so big, and they're another one. They're so physical. They defend so well that they open with Colorado. I think they win that opener, and I think it's gonna be a fun matchup with Florida State because it's a similar style. But those 2 are ones that come to mind. I can keep going if you want. I got all day, but those are 2 that come to mind as far as upset guys.
Hey, Aaron, you don't have all day because you're in demand. So we've got about 90 seconds before we've got to go for a hard break. So I'll ask you one last one for me. Of the SEC teams, I know we've talked a lot of LSU obviously here. Which of the SEC teams can you see making the farthest run here in this tournament?
Yeah, that sounds about right, by the way, Jacob. I was cutting my answer short because I knew we had to get to break here at the top of the hour. I'm a radio guy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we know.
So don't give me this whole you're in demand nonsense. Come on. You know what, man? We got to get to our sponsors and pay some bills. It's okay.
Yeah. Yes.
What was the question? SEC teams. Okay, okay. So here's what I would say. I'm out on Tennessee. I've said all year. I think we've been trying to find the Loch Ness Monster about as long as we've been trying to figure out if Tennessee's going to turn a corner here.
Right.
I just don't think it's going to happen. Bama, I'll say this with Bama. So I went to UConn. It's a little bit of a homer thing. I think that matchup with UConn is a tough matchup for them just because the way UConn plays. So the answer to me is honestly, one, I think LSU. Listen, I think LSU, you get Michigan, you can in theory beat them. But I like Arkansas. I think the opening round game, it's getting a little bit overhyped. They're playing a really high-scoring Colgate team, but Colgate didn't play anybody all year. And then after that, I think Texas Tech is very susceptible. I think they might get upset in round 1. And I think Ohio State is good but not great. So I think Arkansas is for sure a second weekend team, maybe an Elite Eight team. I don't think they would beat Baylor to go to the Final Four, but I do think they can get probably the furthest out of all these SEC teams.
Boom, there you go. Pig Suey time. Aaron Torres at Aaron_Torres, college basketball analyst. I'm sure you'll be seeing him and hearing him everywhere over the next few days. Aaron, thanks so much for waking up with us on the West Coast early this morning, and enjoy the next couple of days, man. I know it's like Christmas for you.
Yes, sir. It's a lot of fun. All right, guys. Have a great day. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Jake, you were getting mad at me pantomiming the Pig Suey there?
Man, don't ever call that. Don't do that.
What's wrong with calling the hog?
That is quite possibly the worst cheer in the SEC. It's so bad.
It's
and there's a lot of bad cheers in the SEC.
Have y'all
that
ever
might be the worst.
been a part of calling the hogs, though?
Absolutely not.
No, I mean,
no way I'm calling any hog.
I've been in the past.
All I'm saying is, when I was in high school,
it's an ugly shirt.
So
Riffs.
before LSU, when I was in high school, I'm a big LSU fan, but I went to the Florida Arkansas SEC championship. I didn't like Florida at all. I didn't like Tebow at all.
Does,
exactly.
Dory?
I wanted the underdog. I wanted Arkansas. I sat with a bunch of Arkansas fans. I called the Hogs. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, we can't do this anymore.
It feels good.
Stop.
You sure you don't want to try it?
No.
Just try it on.
I'll ring a cowbell before I call a hog.
It's just like putting on your sister's dress or something. We've all done it, right?
I don't have a sister.
Okay, let's go to break. Hour 3 coming up next. Combining CST and 100.3. See y'all later.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Yeah, I mean, look, I've never worn my sister's dress either. Go to Ochsner.org.
Mine's only 16, so I haven't either.
Ochsner.org for all of your healthcare needs. If look, you got anything nagging, you don't want to look. Don't put it off. Okay, it can be better, and it doesn't mean that it has to be through surgery or anything. They have the most cutting edge and latest breaking non-surgical techniques. The physical therapy facilities are fantastic. If you look at the screen right now, you see me actually on a gait analysis machine, which is representative of something else they do, which is maximize your athletic ability. If you're looking for somewhere to train, you're in high school, junior high, an ancient athlete, you want to get bigger, stronger, faster, check out Ochsner Performance Training, or if you just want to get in shape, right? Ochsner Performance Training is for you, and if you are an athlete trying to bring it to the next level, they have the resources for you. So whether it's just everyday life, whether it's athletics, the answer to everything is Ochsner. And it doesn't matter if you're on the North Shore, New Orleans, or Baton Rouge, they got you covered. Go to Ochsner.org. That's Ochsner.org.
Have you been arrested for DUI or other traffic violations? Have you made a mistake? We all have. You're not a bad person. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 225-343-1111 or connect with us online at ocbrown.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Can you feel it? Spring is almost here, and if you got a new boat for Christmas or you just want to take your boat to a new level, you want front-to-back boat service, HD displays, live sonar that show the fish before you cast, trolling motors. At front to back, they got not one, but two NMEA certified techs for all of your marine electronic needs. How does a brand new speaker system sound? Well, guess what? They do that too. So call 225-928-9644 or go to front to back boat service.
Service Master Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
Callahan Injury Lawyers.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. on March the 18th, Thursday. Today in Baton Rouge, sunny skies with a high of 67. Coming up on OTBOT, Rivers Huey sits in for the third hour with T-Bob and Hester. Watch the show live at the 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel. You can interact inside the Bayou 4 chat and follow the show on Twitter and Instagram at OTB_ESPN. OTBOT starts right now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, yo. Yo, TB, yo, T, starting now. Here on 104.5 ESPN, youtube.com/1045 ESPN. If you're now watching online, we have said goodbye to CST. Probably not at the best timing, given that I think the room just probably got a bit easier on the eyes. Because here's Danny now finally in studio. No. We are joined by Rivers Huey. Danny's been a little quiet today.
I wondered if Danny was here. I was
always.
listening earlier.
He's been doing great work as always. He's been a little under the radar today. His graphic, though, for the YouTube today is absolutely fantastic. You should go check it out. But no, we got Rivers here in studio, and it makes a lot of sense for a few reasons. First off, Rivers is our resident Starkville native, and obviously we got a massive LSU Mississippi State series coming up this weekend. She has her baseball is better in Starkville shirt on right now. Musso, we'll see if you agree with that. And look, Rivers, you are also, this is one of the first things I ever learned about you. You are a massive NCAA tournament fan.
Yes.
Or at least you were maybe pre-kids, right?
Kids make it hard.
You used to go to Vegas every single year back in the day.
Yes, I was just telling y'all before we came on, social media gives you these reminders, pictures from a year ago, 3 years ago, and they're all me in Vegas, on some rooftop or watching basketball. And I'm sitting there with my 2-year-old and my 10-month-old, feeding one, trying to get one to stop yelling. It's not the same.
Just a little bit different. Jake, have you ever been to Vegas for March Madness?
Not for March Madness, no. I always like to kind of go away and be secluded during March Madness.
Really? Just lock yourself in what? Just so this weekend when you...
Oh, I can't do it anymore. I'm just like Rivs. I can't do it anymore.
When you are not...
Yeah. I was going to say, how do you do that?
Get your ass out
when
of
you
here.
are not attending the plethora of baseball games and whatever other sports you have going on this weekend, how are you going to take in the madness? Do you have a man cave?
Ish.
Okay.
Ish. So my mom, though, used to let me check out of school on the first day of March Madness on that Thursday. She would let me check out of school, and I got to come home and watch, she knew.
Oh, what?
And
What a
I got
great
to
mom.
come home, and I
What?
got to watch all of the games that day. She always let me do it. Me
It
and my
was
brother.
never like that in my household. I never had that relationship with
Well, when
college
you're a
basketball
general
as a
studies
tournament.
major, you got to stay in school as long as you can.
Feels like that feels
Three
like
minors.
such a reach on multiple fronts because your mom wasn't checking you out of college, I hope, because that's way
I
weirder.
just left myself.
That's way more slappy than being a general studies major. If it's your mom is showing up to the LSU
Can I
office,
give you a
can
backhanded compliment
Jake,
from my
can
mom?
Jake skip kinesiology today?
Hey, so my mom writes me, and Rivers, you'll appreciate this. My mom writes me one of the first few days that we're doing the show, and obviously she knew T-Bob, but she goes, man, like, T-Bob's really intelligent. I'm surprised he has a general studies.
Okay, there you go.
Look, T-Bob knows
She
a
said she
little
is
about
really
a lot
intelligent.
of things.
Yes, thank you. Exactly.
So she gave you a compliment.
Yeah.
but-
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that probably a bit too often. It's basically everybody just saying you're a horrible underachiever. But that's not, look, the reality is football at a major school like LSU, it's not to say that it can't be done. A lot of people are able to manage it and kick ass in both. I was either too lazy or whatever it is. But I mean, who doesn't have regrets about like wishing they would have taken college more seriously?
I know. I was actually having that conversation the other day. I would be so good at college right now.
I know exactly.
So good at
Exactly,
it.
dude.
I could be a doctor.
I'm
a
32.
physicist.
I'm like used to responsibility now. I feel like I have no time anyway. Like I get like you think at college you're like, oh, I'm playing sports. I'm so busy all the time. You're busy in comparison, but you're busy in comparison maybe to somebody who isn't involved in a full-time athletic. You're not that busy compared to how you are nowadays.
Yeah, I can't say so. I went back to school because I had one semester left. So I went back to school because the NFL will pay for it. Like if you get vested, they'll pay for it. I'm like, I've got to finish school. I'm too close not to finish, whatever,
this guy
right?
didn't even finish
and I
school.
went back when I was 30. We had 3 children at the time, so right before we had Memphis.
Whoa.
And the other day I was saying, oh, it was so much easier because it was. Like I felt like I knew so much more, and I had 18 hours to take, and it was fine. I was like, it was so much easier. And Katie's looking at me because while I was doing the work and going to school, she had the 3 kids downstairs. She goes, oh, it wasn't easy for all of us.
No,
but it was easier for me.
Taking care of kids, if we're being honest, especially with this job, and I can only speak from my perspective, taking care of kids is harder than working.
So much harder than working.
Like working is more fun than going home and being on solo parent duty.
Thinking about what I did up here seems like a treat, a vacation
Yes,
compared to waking up every
dude.
morning and keeping my children alive.
Yeah, and so it's good to have you back.
Thank you.
Hope to do more of this in the future. So the tournament is starting today. You know, I've made the very cliched True TV joke 5 or 6 times today.
I've listened to approximately 20 minutes of the show today, and I think I've heard it 4 times.
Okay, well I did say 5 or 6, so you know I think I'm still pretty accurate there. But it's True season, and I do love that the first game is literally on True TV. It sets the tone immediately. But yeah, so now that you're in your post Vegas lifestyle when it comes to the tournament, how are you gonna be taking in the next couple days?
How I can.
If it's not getting drunk with me like last weekend, which is all we did at a streamer brewery and then Chimes Rooftop, it was a fun weekend.
Speak for yourself.
Shout out
Some of
Nathan.
us drank very responsibly.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
went home to take care of their children.
Well, I went home to do that, but I Ubered home.
I'm going to take it in however I can.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna keep the TV probably just on the games, and I'll be in and out of the room as I can.
Yeah.
You know, once I go to bed, I can catch some of that. The games are earlier though. I mean, they're all day.
That's what I'm saying. Just
a lot.
I think that's going to be my
It
same
almost feels
strategy
overwhelming
as well.
to think about it with children.
I watch a lot on my phone now. Like I have AT&T TV, and you can
Okay.
just get the app, and you can, if you have
Yes.
the channel, obviously you can do it on your phone because that's really how you have to do it. Like I'm going to be on the run with the children, so you got to watch it on the phone. It's not the best viewing experience on like a 6-inch screen, but you'll take what you can get.
Rivers, are you going to watch the 4-hour Zack Snyder Justice League cut?
I'm not. I'm not. That's DC, right?
Yeah, it is DC.
I'm not
yes.
DC.
Okay.
I'm Marvel.
Are-
I watched all the
Smart.
Marvel movies. I can't do both. It's one or the other.
I mean,
And you've got girls, so you don't have to watch them.
Oh,
Like,
wow. Okay, so what? No, I got girls too. They can't watch
they can.
It's a weird
Zack
take.
Snyder's Justice League. What about Wonder Woman, bro? Wonder Woman 2 is a bad movie, though, unfortunately. I liked Wonder Woman 1, I guess.
I mean, your daughter's what, 2? The oldest?
Yeah, okay,
She's
that's fair.
2.
It is rated R. It is
She's
rated
2.
R, so you're right. You can't have
She
a
doesn't
little
understand
2-year-old
anything
baby
that I'm watching at this
Zack
point.
Snyder's.
If we're watching anything, it's for me. But I just never got into
Like I have
DC.
an 11-year-old, so I
Yeah,
have to
right.
watch like the superhero stuff.
I guess I watched Wonder Woman, but I have not seen any of the other.
Wonder Woman 1, fantastic. 2, a little disappointing.
Even 1. I don't know if 1
Oh,
was
it's-
truly
chill out.
fantastic, dude. We'll see. I'm
So you're big
fascinated to
DC.
see what Zack
No, no, no,
Snyder's
no.
Oh, you're just
Marvel,
you're big,
but I like
whatever
Wonder
your
Woman.
kids want to watch.
Yeah.
Okay, so then also on the docket this weekend, we got some NCAA tournament action, and I don't know if you heard, Rivs, but my family's actually out of town for the weekend, so I do not have
2 weekends in a
any of the
row?
problems that y'all have. No, it was just
I just mean, like,
Kayla's
are you going to
working.
go hard in the paint? Like, what do you,
No. I think the big guy's going to keep it at home, watch some basketball, drink some beers in the leisure of my own home, play a lot of World of Warcraft Classic for sure. So, a lot of big plans. Burning Crusade about to come out. And what I'm also going to watch, so what I'm actually, if I'm being completely honest, because I'm not the biggest NCAA tournament guy, I'm even more excited for LSU versus Mississippi State.
Which I'm excited that you're excited.
Yes.
Because, we've all watched T-Bob and his baseball fandom grow. I mean, the first week you were on off the bench, didn't you say something to Maneri about not being a baseball guy?
No, I think yes, I was like, I don't think I said it to Maneri. I did say something to Chris Blair about like kind of clowning him for having to call an LSU basketball game instead of baseball
what a clown.
When LSU basketball not saying he was a clown, but saying like I was just like, oh, that sucks, dude. And it turns out that doesn't play very well.
Nope.
Not too happy when you go after the company guy like that, but whatever. So yes, I didn't know what the Intimidator was, with all the national championships and everything out there. I see Moose's eyebrows shooting up to the ceiling,
head, scoffing.
But you've done your homework. Like you have two things that you said you were going to buy in when we started doing the show.
Yeah.
You said LSU baseball and Premier League soccer. Now you've picked a team. You're watching the soccer matches, and you're diving into baseball.
Big Wolverhampton guy here.
Okay.
But baseball's also, though, been a gradual journey. Where when I was younger, look, I grew up loving baseball, fell completely out of love with it.
He was neighbors with Tom Glavine.
Yeah, that is true. Got used to that. Halloween was kicking.
But you weren't very good at baseball, right?
No. Now I can do splits.
We went to the cages the other day.
I was a beast at first base.
Still
Okay.
not good, huh?
Okay, whoa. Our cage performance was like exactly the same.
I don't know.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
There's no
so
shot.
Do not let this slander stand. Our cage performance
We've
exactly
got video
the same.
evidence.
I did strike out though. I think like 15 or 18 times in a row my last year of playing, and I was like
Everyone has seen
teammates
our
in the locker room
performance
and
at the
stuff
Red
and
Rock
cry.
and
It
Blue
was bad.
softball game. They've seen us both play on the same field.
Ooh.
So there's evidence out there.
I've seen that.
I did not strike out.
I thought T-Bob, that's the closest I've ever seen T-Bob to like passing out before he went to his first at bat. Like I look over at T-Bob and he's just totally white.
Yeah, I was
he's
very
like,
nervous, dude.
He's like sweating.
There's a lot of people.
And I was like,
remember
T-Bob,
that.
are you okay? I mean, are you actually okay? I know we joke a lot, but are you okay? Do you need a water? And he's like, yeah, I actually do need a water. And I went and got him one and he kind of calmed down, but man.
Because
It's the one
And
out of
you're not-
attraction, wasn't
It's
it?
not even you being worried
Yeah.
about embarrassing yourself because you embarrass yourself all the time.
Okay, that's
That's
actually fair as well. Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just curious what it was that made you so nervous.
Because the last time that I had played slow pitch softball prior to that, I think was in high school at our like football retreat, and I actually struck out multiple times during this slow pitch softball, and that was a horrible feeling. Given that, I mean, it's like you're
Slow
in
pitch
the
softball is
team
hard.
and you're supposed to be like one of the best
Some guys take it
players, and
really
then
far.
yeah, I mean, you're going to run into that to any intramural league, though, right? I mean, intramurals are always littered with 99% of people that want to have fun and the 1% that just like are like out there for blood or something
Well,
or
I
really
just
want to
mean
fight.
the way that you bat in slow pitch softball is really difficult.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
the
don't
ball,
understand it.
it is moving so slow, and you want to just speed through it, and then you end up striking out.
It's okay. I already got secret plans if I ever get back in the Red, Rock, and Blue. Y'all
You
are
hear
going to
that,
watch
Jacques?
me
Secret plans.
crank home runs, full effort. But yeah, but no,
yeah, we
but,
do have
okay.
secret plans. You're right. We talked about it. You're
But
right.
this is what me and one of my friends was talking about the other day, is that baseball is a game that I think you fall in love with the pace of it more and more the older you get. When you're young, my attention span, I fell out of it the more hyperactive I got.
Yeah.
And then as you get older, because exactly for the reasons y'all said, you're going to keep basketball on the TV all weekend. But like to watch basketball a lot of times, even though you can hop in the end, but the action's so fast, you want to kind of be locked in and know what's going on. With baseball, it's completely fine to go and change a diaper or leave the room
not gonna
for
miss
a
a
bit.
lot.
Yeah, no, man. And maybe you crack open a beer, or even when you go to the park, it's just like 4 hours where now your kids kind of have something to do and to watch, and you get to sit back. So yeah, it's like a very old man thing, but quite literally, there's been a direct correlation between my age and my enjoyment of baseball, and now I'm liking it more than ever. I just hope LSU can keep it going this weekend. What's the What's the
Well, I do
the
not.
what's the
I don't
temperament
know.
up in Starkville? How are y'all feeling?
I mean, I think we're feeling great. We're doing. Our pitching is like nothing I've ever seen, so that's exciting.
Yeah.
But we're kind of having the opposite of what y'all are dealing with. I mean, your hitting is. Whew,
I know it's pretty intimidating. It's pretty
what
big
I will
bat, isn't
say
it?
about our bats is that they aren't great, but they are timely. So we pull it together.
It's a walk-off home run.
We pull it together when we need to win. But we went through that streak where we were like 39 innings with no runs.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
like I'm feeling pretty good coming into this weekend, but LSU's doing great too. So I'm just excited to watch SEC baseball.
Me too.
And what it's supposed to be, which is two good teams going after it. The box is going to be about 50%. Tailgating is going to be allowed for the first time.
Very exciting.
How about it, dude? Even though you can't be with anybody that's not your own family.
15 of them.
Yeah, you can have 15
So
of
me
your
and Bash,
So
we're
Hector
good.
can actually
Yeah.
go tailgate with his family.
We can't sit together in the game
Jake
because it's only
Peets.
pods of 4. So we're like 4 and then
Oh,
2
wow.
behind, but we can tailgate together. So
Yeah, Jake. So somebody in the chat, and we'll get to this on the other side because we got to go to break real quick. Somebody in the chat said that Jake Pete said him and his family gave up TV for Lent.
Ew.
yeah, he's got 6
Six
children.
kids with no screen time, and look, man, it's like I go.
How old are his kids? then?
That's good. That's
Yeah.
probably
All like
really
7
good
and younger.
parenting,
Yeah, it's
but
like-
that seems
A lot of Irish
impossible
twins.
nowadays. All right, when we get back, we got more. We're just hanging out for this final hour. OTBOT, more tournament talk. We'll get to like if you feel like your brackets, all that. More LSU Mississippi State talk. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
OTB, OT.
Go to DonaldSoulGlassandBody.com today. That's DonaldSoulGlassandBody.com. Remember, Donaldsoul right now is looking for an experienced glass automotive tech. So if you have that experience and you want great salaries, right? Industry-leading salary. You want a 401k. You want full bennies. You want vacation time. You maybe even want a signing bonus. You want to get in touch with Donald Glass and Body. Oh, and paid holidays and vacation and sick pay as well. So what are you waiting for? You're an experienced automotive glass tech. Go to DonaldGlassandBody.com.
And if you're like me, if you're like T-Bob, sometimes you maybe don't take care of your vehicle like you're supposed to. Well, they can fix that. They can get you back in business. They're doing it for me right now. I had a car with a lot of issues, and they are fixing all of those. And remember, transparency. They're telling me, hey, here's what you got. Do you want us to fix it? Before they just fix it and throw you a large invoice.
Yeah, never forget. My wife's vehicle broke down at Chick-fil-A, and they towed it straight from the Chick-fil-A for free. They're the best. DonaldGlassandBody.com, DonaldGlassandBody.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Have you been arrested for DUI or other traffic violations? Have you made a mistake? We all have. You're not a bad person. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 225-343-1111 or connect with us online at ocbrown.com.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
$29,995 for a new Ford F-150. Bayou Ford in LaPlace has brand new 2020 Ford F-150s for only $29,995. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty, and with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jdacody.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not
Coming up on Game Time, we got action in the NCAA tournament on the day of the first four as things get kicked off in Indianapolis. We're live from Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar at 6 p.m. Looking for angles, crunching the numbers, sweating the action. Game Time, presented by Bet Rivers.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Man, welcome back, OTB OT.
All right, T-Bob.
Yep.
Ribs, I just got a text. I got some big news. We got a little competition going on over at the box this week, and we've talked about it, but even bigger competition now because Small Slider said whoever wins the series gets a party pack of sliders. So if Mississippi State wins,
let's go, dude.
Rivers gets a party pack of sliders. If LSU wins, T-Bob and I get party packs.
And unlike Chef Johnson, unlike Chef Johnson, Rivers was just talking about how hyped she is on sliders.
I mean, this isn't because they were a sponsor of yours, which they are, but we probably eat there once a week.
Yeah. Okay. No, it's legitimately good.
It's in our rotation.
Fries are sneaky
My
good.
kids love it. The fries. I was supposed to be giving up fries for Lent, actually.
Wow.
And
Smalls broke you?
one weekend, Kevin was like, do you want to go to Smalls? I can't get it without you can't do the whole thing without the fries.
Wait, are you Catholic or do you do the Lent for fun thing?
I'm a non-practicing Catholic.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I practice sometimes.
Shalom, right? I believe. Is that how that works?
Don't we all?
So are you a bit, do you dabble in Catholicism as well, Jake?
I grew up
Dip my
going
toe in
to
sometimes.
yeah, we're from North Louisiana, right? I always get caught for being Baptist.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was wondering. All right, we got a we got
I'm so excited.
I know it got serious. Now
Wow.
I'm like, yeah, I really need you to step up, LSU.
Well, let's go to Musso then. If LSU is going to win Papa Bear some sliders, I'm Papa Bear in this equation.
How are you Papa Bear? I'm older than you.
Would
I need Papa Bear and have more children.
If you were to put
and bigger hands.
And bigger, thank you.
Okay, that's
bigger
fair
paws
because I got big paws.
Wait, look,
but if
to
we
be
were
fair-
to do silhouettes, let's backlight us and do silhouettes. Who looks more like a bear?
I don't know. I got a better lower half than you.
I guess if we're just going bear.
Yes. Thank you. Just a bear. I think I have more of a bear silhouette. Now, Jake's got these long arms. Jake has almost like a primate sort of feel. Like if you watch that Blinding Lights TikTok video, a lot of primate vibes going on. I was watching the orangutans in the zoo on Sunday. And
You
I was
thought
like,
of me?
oh, that kind of looks like Jake a little bit. This dude had huge hands, knuckles dragging on the ground. I was like, look at that. Where's Hester?
Although I will say, I came in earlier and I was like, I didn't know which big guy I would get to sit by today because you're both kind of big, you know, and then you made a point about Jacob not being big.
Yep.
But I will say, Jacob set my station up. I feel like he put my chair down really low.
It's
a power
so
move.
that he looks really tall next to me.
If you look on the screen here, I'm taller than T-Bob.
How about
I
saying,
put
what
everybody's-
is going on?
I put everybody's chair down a
You
little
definitely
bit.
have your
Yeah.
chair. You're sitting on a phone book. I was just noticing that as
What
well.
are you talking
during all
about?
this conversation.
I don't know what you're talking about.
YouTube.com/1045.
Jacob set this up over
ESPN.
here, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's a veteran move, right?
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, quite literally, right? It's like what,
How short Rivers is over there.
was it Letterman who used to put? I mean, Letterman I think is tall to begin with, but then There's like talk show hosts that will put their guests on like lower levels to kind of
Now
put them on
that's
the back
aggressive.
foot.
Like
I mean,
Colin
Cowherd,
Cowherd, like that's ridiculous.
Straight up,
like he's a judge and looking down his.
Yes, I
beard.
mean,
Yeah.
and
I don't mind. I don't mind being small.
How about this? Do
I'm
you
actually not a
mind-
small woman. So I don't mind feeling like
Well,
little.
do you mind? How does this idea sound to you?
I don't know.
Judge Judy type of sports talk show, but with Skip Bayless as Judge Judy. Huh? Yes, because that's maybe in the works.
Shirtless Skip? Is this shirtless Skip Bayless, though?
Which, yes. Did you see the Skip Thirst Trap?
I did not. Oh, no,
man, dude,
I did.
Skip's looking. Your personal trainer, Skip's. Well, I don't. Whatever. Skip's looking good for 69 years old.
I
dude.
know, but I don't ever. I mean, I just maybe when I
Look at
am
that.
69, it will be my thing. But I don't ever find myself looking at someone who's 69 like, yes.
I mean, well, then you've never looked at Skip.
I mean, it's
on
not-
Instagram.
Is it really yes, or is it just like, well, that's
I like
kind
his
of
necklace.
impressive.
How his necklace sort of draws you down.
Hell
It
yeah,
says
dude.
Skip.
Straight to that weird little bump under
It
his
says
sternum.
Skip. That is his name in cursive is on
Okay.
the end of that chain.
Yeah. Good luck with anybody though with Ernestine in the mix. Nobody's getting through. But I mean, come on.
Ernestine.
Do you think that? Do you think that? I mean, I would check out that show. Watching Skip like settle now. I guess it's.
I think
do
he
you
could get old pretty quick.
Yeah,
Like the
yeah.
first
But that's but that's all of that, right? That's all of like Bayless and all of that kind of stuff. You just drink. You maybe shoot it like espresso. You take a little shot here or there. You're like, that was really funny. I enjoyed that, and then you move on with your life. Speaking of really funny, Musso, this is what we're gonna do. That's right. I got so ADD here. This is like complete post show style. So what I was gonna ask you though, if Papa Bear is to win these sliders,
That's a long time ago.
Wow, what a turn that took.
what does LSU?
You might want to reset the whole slider thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
what does LSU need to do in order to beat Mississippi State this weekend?
I have to pitch well out of the bullpen. They're going to have to win low-scoring baseball games.
Yes.
We talked about it a little bit before the show. It's an oddity. Under Paul Maneri, LSU has just completely dominated the series. They are 11-1, which is shocking because Mississippi State has had some really good baseball teams, but LSU has just found a way each time. Maybe because State's pitching hasn't been up to par with the way it is now. That's been
I mean, this
part
is
of that
probably our
reason.
best pitching staff of
I mean,
all time.
John Cohen never had a pitching staff like this.
No, I don't think it.
Andy
mean,
Cannizaro didn't have a pitching staff like this.
of all time, I think this is
No, I
probably
mean,
the best.
this is a
Didn't
really
Cannizaro
good
have the
staff.
weird year where they were really good, but they were using like, hey, the first baseman he threw in high school.
And they
let's
made,
throw him.
they made a super regional that year in the box,
My boy.
actually. They ended up in the box for a super regional that year.
That
but
was weird.
That was a weird year.
That was a
yeah,
weird move.
the second game didn't end until like 1:30
Well,
in the
you know, a
morning,
lot of the
but-
Cannizaro
SEC tournament
era
game.
ended up
Oh,
being weird.
God, that
I mean,
game
we
was
have so
miserable.
many
It was
pitchers
3:30.
that Lamonis is talking about doing like piggyback starts,
Yeah.
like where it's like 4 on the next 4 innings, like because we just
wow.
have so many, you know. So that's cool to watch.
How
it'll
is
have
it?
to
How's
be
the
a-
weather up there in your golden pitching castle? Single most valuable
I'll
resource
tell
in
you
baseball.
what, I was listening to the Maneri interview earlier, and I was mesmerized at his weather forecasting.
Yes,
Yeah.
dude.
Wow.
Yes.
North winds, south winds. I'm like,
But
What?
but
But I think
again,
it's not that odd. I mean, like, you know.
No, I know, but
if,
it's just
if the wind is blowing from the
mesmerizing.
south, it's blowing out at the box. Because, I mean, it was the same way at the old box.
Obviously.
It was the same. So, I mean, it's like they just basically picked up the box, moved it 200 yards south, and sat it down in the same exact position that it was at the old box.
and
So
Moose did say that. He's been saying that all
I
week.
know.
miss
Baseball
the old
guys
box.
turn into big time weather guys.
That's important. I mean,
well, I mean,
can you get the fly ball up
I've
in
just
the,
never
in
been
the
a weather
breeze?
person, so
Let
I
it-
can't
let
get
it
it.
get out of the park.
football doesn't matter. Like football, it's raining. Like you don't
No, it's
postpone the game
impressive.
for rain in football. Like you just go out there and it's just muddy. You're gonna run the ball. Like you know that.
No, or if it's super foggy, you just go and kick a 57-yard
Off the logo.
game-winning field goal like a beast in the swamp.
But like I said earlier, our hitting has been touch and go.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, if y'all can keep that under control.
That's what makes this intriguing, though. That's
What-
makes it
The
intriguing.
starting pitching is fairly equal. The bullpen is a huge advantage for
Yeah.
State. The bats are an advantage for LSU. Fielding is a push.
Yeah,
It's going to be a
both are bad.
really good weekend. I don't think either team will sweep.
What LSU's at 6 straight right now.
6
Win?
straight.
Yeah.
and
So we're at
State's
7. I mean, we're
Okay.
so
It's
like
It's right
Okay.
there, man.
so neck and neck.
Both teams entering on a heater. I love it, dude. Everything's lining up
It should
for
be.
a
It
huge
should be
weekend
a
at
really
the box.
good. It should be a really
And-
good weekend.
And just SEC baseball. I mean, the first 5, I think are first 5 ranked so far are SEC teams.
Yeah.
Like SEC baseball's
And I think you've got
LSU has to play 4 of them.
You've got what, 9 total right now? Because Alabama's ranked in 1 poll and LSU's ranked in 2.
I'm so sick of Alabama getting good at everything.
They will falter. They will falter.
It's like so annoying.
They always are ranked at
They
the end
do.
of non-conference, and they falter.
I mean,
every
do they
single time.
look like are they actually going to be the SEC team that goes the farthest in the tournament? Not in baseball, but in basketball.
No.
I know Torres said Arkansas.
If you asked me, like, I had to choose a team, I'd say Arkansas.
Okay.
I kind of love Arkansas.
I'm
though.
down
I
for
like
Arkansas to
Musselman,
do
like,
good.
I
That
wanna
I
watch him-
agree.
I
I
want to watch him
agree
rip
with
his
the
shirt
Hogs,
off.
with
no, I will
T-Bob
not call
ribs.
the Hogs. Although I walked in and I said I would not do that. What I have done before, which is probably going to be less popular in this room,
Do not
is
say Gator Chomp.
no.
Okay.
I have gone to
No.
midnight yell practice.
Oh,
No.
God.
That's fun.
No,
That's
it's
fun.
not.
T-Bob, who
Why do you
are
have to
you?
That's
practice
fun.
your cheers? That is
Yes.
the stupidest
Yes.
thing in
But
the
But look,
world.
this is what I'll say. I was not into it when I went. I had an A&M friend. We went. They were playing like Kansas or somebody. I don't know. And so we go, and they're like, we have to go to midnight yell because you've never been. And I was like, ugh, can we just stay at the bar? Like, ugh. So they drag me. I'm feet dragging, seriously. We get in there. I don't know. It was kind of awesome.
Hell yeah, it's awesome, dude. It's something that's unique to college
People
football.
are swaying. You're
Yes.
hugging, which I guess you can't do anymore. But it was.
We have to
it was a lot of
practice
fun.
our cheers.
The Yale leaders are
No, the Yale leaders are too much.
Yeah.
They're too much.
No, y'all are being such haters
Texas
right
A&M is
now.
a cult. It's a cult. Just get over
I'm not going to disagree
I
with
love
that.
Moose
Well, but
Steaks,
Nobody
yeah.
loves
It's the
a class
government.
ring like a
is
Texas
basically
A&M
the
graduate.
government.
Howdy.
I mean, they're like the
Who
army.
says that?
They're the
Stop that.
army.
Yeah.
No, they wish they were the Army.
Here's the deal, though, is that pageantry is, in my mind, the biggest separating factor in college football, right? It's what makes it so different.
College
It's all these,
sports in general, I
yeah,
would say, T-Bob.
it's all these weird little quirks and everything else.
They do weird-
And
They do
midnight
this,
yell
I don't know what that
practice.
is. They have
and
rings.
yell, yeah.
Every Texas school has something. Like
Yeah.
A&M, Longhorns, Baylor,
This is weird.
Texas Tech. I mean, what is it with
What are we
hand-
doing? What are we doing
Don't
here?
the frog, don't the
claw,
horn
right?
frogs
Bear
have
claw,
something
baby.
too?
Yeah, it's
They do
that.
something with their.
Yeah, something with their
yeah.
knuckles.
Yeah,
I don't-
they like
do you have to have a hand
they, like,
signal
squirt
if you're
blood
a,
out of
if
their
you're a
cheeks.
Texas?
But what
what's
A&M
A&M's?
does do that's
What's
cool.
A&M's gig 'em. What
It's a
thumbs
thumbs
up?
up.
It's a thumbs up.
That's what they do.
But I
though.
think
You
they
can't
actually
trademark
arch it a
the thumbs
little.
up.
Or
They do arch it a little.
They arch it a
real
little.
archy. Don't do it,
Um,
T-Bob. We can't see it if you do it.
What?
Real archy.
What they do is they
bro,
put their
more
rings
arch.
in beer and chug the beer. I can get into that.
Look,
Until you swallow the ring by mistake one day.
I don't know about
have
that.
y'all ever
Schmiegel.
been to an A&M game?
Yes.
I mean, not
That's-
at A&M now.
Like a
I would
football
like
game?
to
Yes.
go.
Yes.
I would like to
Yes.
go.
At A&M.
Yes.
Okay.
I went
And
to
you
the
don't think
7
it's a-
overtime game.
You don't think it's a cool environment?
Ugh.
No. Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
There's better environments in the SEC.
Wow.
Much better, actually.
Wait, don't they
we're
kiss
gonna have
their
to agree
dates
to
too?
disagree.
Yeah, that isn't like the first Aggie
Yeah.
touchdown. You
Mhm.
kiss your date or
Kiss your
something.
date. There's just a lot of rules to be an A&M
Yeah.
fan.
Yeah,
There's
it's
a
a lot.
lot
It's
of
like you give me a
rules.
laminated card.
Makes me a little nervous.
But okay, one of the coolest things I ever saw when I was in junior high and I went to a game was when everybody does the arms around each other and they all start swaying, and it is like a huge
Yeah, if you're like swag surfing, not
your
if you're
brain,
A&M.
but your brain can't really make
looks like the
sense of it
stadium.
because it feels like the stadium's moving. I thought it was awesome, dude. You know what? I think yell practice would be very fun. And as someone who has called the Hogs, I've worn Mississippi State gear in Starkville.
Yeah, what gear are you wearing this weekend, T-Bob?
I need to go to.
He might still
I
have
need to
that
go to
shirt.
yell practice. I don't know where that Mississippi State shirt is actually.
He probably
What
threw
about
it
the
away when Mississippi State started winning. T-Bob's like out in the world in Starkville wearing this, and all of a sudden Mississippi State's winning in football.
Yeah.
Did you just? I mean, because
Yeah,
you
that
did.
was
You went
bad.
into a bathroom and changed.
Yes. So the ultimate.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, but that's
You
how.
would have never put the shirt on to begin
That's
with.
fair. I wouldn't.
But I mean, look, to be honest, if my goal was to really cheer for Mississippi State, I would have left it on when they were winning. That was the time to wear it. I went the opposite direction, and when things went bad for LSU, I showed my true colors.
Spin it
and I went
however
back
you
into
want.
LSU. Look, I will spin it that I loved it, and I had very much fun in Starkville.
Thank
and
you.
the only negative to come out of it was that Kevin Mawai basically called me a loser. And that was my favorite football player of all time.
NFL Hall of Famer.
Yes,
Kevin
NFL
Mawai.
Hall of Famer Kevin Mawai. But outside of that, I had a ton of fun. Everybody at Starkville treated me very nicely. And yeah, man, I only have hate in my heart for one school, and it's Alabama.
Not Florida?
No, I mean, I hate Florida, but also we always kind of beat Florida. So, like, I'm not super worried about that.
Like I always say, like, we beat Alabama all 4 times when I was in school. So I don't have this, like.
We're all
it's who your rival was when you were in school.
We're all products of our own life experience. Yeah. And, yeah, for me, that's just Alabama. I hate him. In Florida, I mean, granted, probably, like, second on that list. But, I got no problem with Arkansas.
I get flack for my take. Like, Auburn, their fans have always been really nice to me when I'm covering the game. And they feed me at their tailgates. And a lot of people hate Auburn.
How about Bo Nix and his quote about Jesus?
He compared himself to Jesus.
Well, okay.
No, he did.
It's not worked out well for people.
In Bo's defense, I get what he's saying because he was like, I mean, if they used to talk trash to him, of course they're going to talk trash to me. Because, you know, Jesus is supposed to be perfect, right? And he got pretty persecuted.
Not
so
really, but,
Bo Nix is anything but perfect, I would say. So that's the logic that he was working with. But, yes, very on brand for Auburn there from Mr. Nix. Also, probably the only times that Bo Nix and Jesus have ever been mentioned in the same sentence.
Actually,
there.
probably not.
Actually, yeah, there's
I
some
would
crowds.
imagine they're, just in different contexts.
Yes. Taking his name in vain.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so would you rather yell leaders or Auburn's 2-bits cheers?
No,
I mean,
Florida has the 2-bits cheers.
Oh, well, who does, what's Auburn's little person that sits up and, like, walks back and forth and says, like...
That's a cheerleader.
It's a regular cheerleader.
Yeah, but Florida gets the yellow shirt and the tie because they do Mr. 2-bit, like, in...
For what it's worth, Mr. 2-bits is stupid as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're not arguing that.
But, I mean...
What would you rather?
No, I mean, I would actually probably... God, I just hate Florida a lot.
I'd rather hear neck play and our fans be obnoxious.
In the middle of Tom Petty, Hester?
Oh, I was there. That they were mad.
They were real mad. They got triggered.
Yeah, they did get a little upset.
And I love Tom Petty.
Wait, so Auburn doesn't... So what years does that person lead at Auburn? I thought they were all, like, cheesy, like, old, like, 1950s cheers.
Well, they do
like,
the War Eagle
thing. Push them back, way
Who
back.
does It's Great? Florida, right? It's great to be a Florida
And
Tiger.
Auburn does It's Great to be an Auburn Tiger as well.
It sounds like
That's
everybody
that's
does
just like
that.
a cheer. I think
That's the
everybody
cheer that
does.
gets
I've
around.
never heard It's Great to be an LSU Tiger.
LSU's really good at separating themselves. Like, LSU doesn't do the shakers, which I love because every school in the SEC does shakers.
Well, but I don't think we don't do them. They're just around.
But I mean,
but
LSU just does a really good
Ole
job of
Miss
separating
does them.
themselves.
Like
Ole Miss
they put
does
them on the seats. Like they do.
Auburn,
them.
Bama, Georgia. I mean, so many teams do
Also,
the
they're not
shakers.
they're just
Well,
pom poms.
I was about to say,
well,
y'all are
pom-poms,
actually the
right.
ultimate evolution of the shakers, though. Y'all have
Cowbell.
taken the shakers
Yeah.
to the
We don't do shakers.
to like the furthest logical extent that it could go, which is just straight up a cacophony of cowbells. All right, when we get back, more of whatever this is, and keep it locked right here on OTBOT.
OTBOT.
Yell leaders aren't bad. In fact, they're good. They're almost as good as Go Roof when it comes to fixing your roof. Go Roof is the best. GEA. Wow. They fix voices. GEAUXroof.com. GEAUXroof.com. 927-8300. 927-8300 is the number. Go to Go Roof today. You get a free professional estimate, so you don't have to look. All you got to worry about is getting them out there. They'll check everything out. You don't have to pay anything up front. They'll let you know exactly where you stand. You then make a fully informed decision. If you work with Go Roof, obviously everybody's licensed, bond, insured, but how about standing by your work? A 2-year workmanship guarantee on top of the manufacturer warranty. If insurance covers whatever the issue is, great. If not, they have excellent monthly payment options and rates where we can find something that works for you. So for all your roofing needs, GEAUXroof.com. You get a beautiful new roof every single time. 927-8300. When they answer the phone, say roof's off.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
$29,995 for a new Ford F-150. Bayou Ford in LaPlace has brand new 2020 Ford F-150s for only $29,995. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. And with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Have you been issued a ticket for texting, speeding, or other traffic violations? Have you made a mistake? We all have. You're not a bad person. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 225-343-1111 or connect with us online at ocbrown.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Can you feel it? Spring is almost here, and if you got a new boat for Christmas or you just want to take your boat to a new level, you want front-to-back boat service, HD displays, live sonar that show the fish before you cast, trolling motors. At front to back, they got not one, but two NMEA certified techs for all of your marine electronic needs. How does a brand new speaker system sound? Well, guess what? They do that too. So call.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. We got a full hour of football talk with Mike Detillier, talking free agency. Join us, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Auburn does do the two-bit cheer, okay? Thank you. All of y'all shut me down. Auburn does the two-bit cheer with their stupid little person.
T-Bob.
Like it's the 1950s, and it's the softest cheer that I've ever heard in my life.
Has a person called Mr. Two Bits. I don't care if Auburn does it. That's not what we know them for. We know it to be a Florida cheer.
I just always thought it was representative of Auburn
The cheer
because
is so
everything
important to Florida
about
that they named a guy after.
everything about going to an Auburn football game feels like it's out of the 1950s, though.
Yeah.
And that cheer was
God,
chief
I could
among
never win
them.
there. I never won there.
Yeah, I know. We had to take care of that for y'all. We had to win in the Swamp for the first time in 10 years. We had to win at Auburn for the first time in like 8 or 10 years.
Swamp,
or something.
first time in 10 years. We won there my freshman
04,
year in
yeah.
04.
Okay.
That happened.
And we would have played there in...
You're not that much
You're not that much younger.
20.
You weren't there in 14.
Yeah, so there you go.
That's
6 years.
What's 2004 plus 6? 04 plus 6 equals 10.
Yeah, but
y'all are getting lost in the math.
Isn't that only
here.
like 3
I don't want to
losses,
confuse y'all.
though,
I don't want to
over 6
confuse y'all.
years?
Like, don't worry.
That's only 3 tries.
Here?
How do y'all feel about Will Wade and his comments on Dick Vitale? So I guess Will Wade saying that Dickie V said that he wasn't gonna call out Wade for anything during the game, and then Dickie V comes back and obviously did call out Will Wade a lot during the game, and then Wade coming out and say he flat out lied to me. He told me on the phone the night before, I'm not gonna bring anything up. I mean, Look, nationally, everybody hates LSU.
But truly, like at this point, who cares anymore?
Exactly.
Like, look, I get it. Dick Vitale, he is a basketball god, whatever. People love to hear him talk about basketball. But at this point, we know how he feels about Will Wade.
Right.
We know how he feels about LSU. Who cares?
Yeah, and we know he's not. Yeah, we know he's not going to call out his guys, right?
Did his comments make anyone not like LSU anymore?
No,
are they effective anymore? I guess is my point. Like, he's done it so often that we know where he stands.
Right.
You're not
I
losing
guess you're
fans
right. Everybody
over it.
that already like, if you like LSU, nothing's changed at this point, and then the majority of people already don't like LSU.
We know he's been a hypocrite.
What? It's like you don't like LSU more? Like that doesn't mean anything.
Right. So I guess at this point, it's kind of just like boring to me, that Dickie V LSU storyline. Because who cares?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I guess it's
I'm sure if I were Will Wade, it would probably make me mad if he lied
told
to
you
me.
he wasn't
Yeah,
gonna do it,
absolutely.
right.
I mean, I'm sure he's upset about it. But as a person watching basketball, I mean, I'm not taking a lot of stock in what Dickie V's saying about LSU.
Yeah, and I guess maybe it's just because I honestly, college basketball is a sport that I watch the least. But it's just I didn't realize the full extent of just how disliked Will Wade is. And it's kind of shocking to me given just how, kind of corrupt we know. And whatever, I don't even like disagree morally or ethically with the corruptness, because a lot of times it's just getting these kids paid when, they should be. But like with how corrupt that sport is known to be, like very quantifiably, the staying power of the Will Wade dislike, I do find to be a bit surprising.
But
and
I think the
it
people
kind
who
of
don't
takes me
like him
aback.
just don't like him. I don't think Dickie V's comments were bringing anybody over to that side.
No, I think you're spot on.
Well,
I think you're spot on.
Somebody said in the chat, all the recruits that are watching, maybe they're listening to Dickie V, but I still don't even, if you're being highly recruited by LSU, I don't think Dickie V's going to.
Recruits don't even know who Dickie V is anymore.
I mean,
and that's not disrespect. He's a legend,
right.
Hall of Famer,
To
all
us.
that. Right, to us.
You know what
our
works
age group.
better than Dickie V? Strong ass offers. And everybody's giving them out. Everybody's giving out these strong offers.
Yep.
And so, yes, what Dickie V says, I don't think it matters for recruiting.
I had I tweeted something out. I think, were y'all playing Alabama? I don't remember who you were playing. Oh, no, Ole Miss. LSU was playing Ole Miss.
Yeah.
And one of the announcers was like, I don't think anyone outside of Baton Rouge wants to see LSU win. And, I mean, my thing was like, does anybody outside of Oxford want to see Ole Miss win?
Yeah, Rue's like, wait, we're in Starkville. We definitely want to see LSU win, dude.
But I had an Ole Miss friend text me and be like, you still have time to delete that tweet. And I was like, I'm confused as to why you think I would even consider that. And he was like, I mean, come on. You don't see why people wouldn't want to see Will Wade lose. And I was like, I mean, be careful throwing all those rocks in your glass house, Ole Miss
That's
fan.
what I'm saying,
Like, what are we talking
dude.
about? I mean, I know we all allegedly give people money. Like,
I read a fascinating article about
but, like,
Bagman.
we all allegedly do it. Like, are
by
you
Stephen
really Ole Miss
Godfrey.
fan? Are you really going to come at LSU for maybe giving money to
That's what I'm saying.
players?
Let's just keep to like making fun of each other for like stupid cheers or
Right.
like Patrick Vine says, he's like, T-Bob, if you're talking about 1950s, A&M is way more 1950s. There's like crew cuts. You kiss your date. It's basically the Andy Griffith show. Yeah, and
That's
you're
true.
right. You're right, Patrick. That's a really good point. So yeah, let's just keep it within those lines, and then look, hey, there's a lot of money. Money's like water. It finds the path of least resistance. When this much money is being created and the labor's not, privy to it, it's going to find its way through the cracks eventually. And who knows? It's not even going to change the name, image, likeness. It just, hopefully you'll get a bigger piece of the pie. All right, let's go so we get to some Ask Us, brought to you by Cole Kurz Light to end the show here on this OTBOT.
OTBOT. We opened up the playbook and expanded our coverage. Listen daily in high definition on 98.1 HD2. We are 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Have you been arrested for DUI or other traffic violations? Have you made a mistake? We all have. You're not a bad person. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 225-343-1111 or connect with us online at ocbrown.com.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person, connecting you with providers remotely, advancing clinical spaces, providing rapid and accurate testing, social distancing, and certified cleaning protocols. We are Auctioner, and we will not slow down. Auctioner Health, innovating healthcare.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Sports wouldn't be the same without the die-hard fans. That's why we're highlighting the fans that do the most. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge brings you the Citizens Bank Fan of the Week.
Coming up on Game Time, we got action in the NCAA tournament on the day of the first four as things get kicked off in Indianapolis. We're live from Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar at 6 p.m. Looking for angles, crunching the numbers, sweating the action. Game Time, presented by Bet Rivers.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
All right, it is time for Ask the Bench, brought to you by
Coors Light. You want to try to say that? Coors Light?
Here's light.
Oh,
Did I do it?
No, so much better than him.
I noticed this on the table. I like the.
Yeah, you forgot the Vizzy Hard Seltzer and the Citrus Sky Summer Wheat.
I just was wanting to get Rivs, who has a great accent like me, to say Coors Light. You're from Georgia. You don't get it.
Hashtag Ask the Bench. Does LSU make it to the Sweet 16? No. Let's just be honest.
Is it weird that I almost feel like more nervous about the Bonnies than I do Michigan right now?
Probably, yeah.
Because Michigan missing one of the better players, St. Bonaventure, I'm telling you, my mid-major love. They're a really good basketball team.
Yeah.
I mean, they've beaten St. Louis.
What a bad draw for y'all.
I like how Torres said
You're
it,
going to take
too.
them on and then Michigan.
Yeah.
I just.
LSU is the ultimate talent and ISO ball, and it sounds like Bonaventure is the ultimate like team ball.
They are.
And like
they're going to pass it 72 times before they take a shot.
Yeah,
right?
contrasting styles. Hashtag ask the bench. Dill relish or sweet relish on hot dogs? Sweet.
Dill.
I don't like relish.
So all three answers there.
I don't like relish?
I relish in relish.
Oh,
I love it.
I don't like pickly things.
So not even pickles then?
No, especially not pickles.
Pickly things. Okay, I like that.
Pickled items.
There you go.
Hashtag ask the bench. There's a lot of questions. Okay, here's Max Johnson going to be the starter come fall.
I feel like Miles is going to be the starter out of the gates.
I'm still,
A lot of cool pictures of Miles coming out lately.
A lot of cool pictures of Miles coming out lately for sure. But
He
Max
has done the work.
Yes, he's big right now. And then Max did take QB1 reps yesterday, like O said. I mean,
Does it feel like both of them are going to play though?
I
Not
don't
like
think
a
so.
Florida Steve Spurrier situation where we did it in 07. I mean, think about Perillou's role in that team.
No doubt,
I mean,
no
he can
doubt.
have that role.
No, but I'm just talking about this staff though has liked the idea of okay, this is our guy, and we're rolling with him for this game.
The staff's new.
I guess I mean what Coach O said in the past.
Yeah.
Like he likes the idea of okay, you won the job. I'm gonna give you rope. Like this is your job. Maybe they do some packages. I would be surprised if that was the case. I still think Miles maybe wins it. Hashtag ask the bench. Are LSU's bats so loaded that Marucci can have better bat sales? I don't know. I mean that's not really a question. That Marucci can have better bat sales. A lot about Rivers rejoining the show. We love having Rivers here. We hope to have her on some more in the future. Hashtag ask the bench. Would you rather be Bo Nix or Jesus?
Jesus.
Well, there's only
Are
one
you
Jesus.
sure?
Yes.
Let's just think it through,
Bruh.
Musso. Think it through.
No,
Yeah,
Jesus.
Yeah, give me
Jesus.
Be the son of God or a mediocre quarterback.
You can't,
That's a great point. Great point.
If you see the passion,
Team,
Have you
I went
seen
to
the
Catholic
passion?
school
He did that
for
for you.
12 years.
yeah, that's fine.
And
he did
you.
it for
He
me.
did that
And
for
you.
you.
And us.
I ain't doing it for you or you or you.
Well, see, that's why you're not
You
Jesus,
son of
T-Bob.
make me
Why you're
Bo
not the
Nix.
chosen one, the
Yeah.
Son of God.
And now you've just
the
become
Savior.
Bo Nix, Musso, because you've compared yourself to Jesus.
I did no such thing.
Yes, you did. You
I said I
are
would
Bo
rather
Nix.
be Jesus over Bo Nix.
OTB. We'll see you all tomorrow.
See ya.
OTB, OT.
$29,995 or